on, guys? It's a dreary day here in Pennsylvania, so I thought I would go live again and hang out and play with some snakes and cleaning water and stuff and see if anybody wants to join up and chat. I don't know. I guess we'll get started over on the males and get going on them. Okay. This guy was in shed, so I don't know if he shed out or not yet. Alright. What's going on, bud? Oh, you did shed. Oh, look at you. Look at you, handsome boy. And we actually started a new. Hey, Victory Lane, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. We actually started using a different type of bedding. Oh, snap.
Hey, I
What's
figured
going on?
not much. I figured I'd pop on. I saw this that you were going live on Instagram. So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, good, good. Uh, Feeding day. Lots of
Oh,
things
fun
didn't
times.
didn't eat, but I mean, I guess that's a good thing. So, um, not for me, but to be able to show off some animals. So, but
Oh, yeah, definitely.
you can put me back to the side and continue with your intro.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm just talking. I'm not really doing anything important.
Yeah, I hear that. It's
Well,
Sunday. I was supposed to go live with somebody else. They were going to do an egg cutting at 3, but they pushed that back, so I'm not doing anything. So I figured I'd hop on.
oh.
And I wasn't live yesterday during my show, so I didn't really get to interact with people. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been neglecting YouTube a lot lately, so I'm trying to get back into it and
yeah, it's brutal when you stop,
yep.
whether it's doing lives or once you stop having that schedule.
Oh yeah. There is.
But what's weird for me with shorts, I'm still able to, depending on what the heck it is, I'm able to pick up views and things like that and subscribers, but it's not leading to watch time. So
Yep.
I
And
think I'm
that's the
where I
bummer
was
that
like two
shorts
years
don't
ago.
lead to watch time. Because I've got one that went viral and it's at like 65,000 views, but can't do it. It's not doing anything with watch time.
I know. I look at my like lifetime channel watch time. I was like, man, why couldn't I have done this? 5 years ago when the metrics were different to get monetization,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a lot easier.
Let me see. Where's that picture?
So,
Page
how was your season? Because I know you were on my show months ago. At this point,
Yeah, I mean it was a small season. We only did 4 clutches, but they were all pretty good. Uh, first clutch we kept back. We're keeping back a mahogany black pastel that's most likely het pied. Um, and then second clutch we hit a monarch. Uh, third clutch we hit two uh, hypo clowns,
nice.
and then the last clutch was all pastel exanthics. So it was a small season, but a good one.
Yeah, I only had two that went, and it was not good. I wound up with four snakes out of two clutches and
There we go.
I don't know, 15 eggs to start. So it was rather brutal, if you will.
Uh,
Um, I had five that were either kinked or didn't make it out of the egg, so it's like,
uh,
and those were like some of the nicer snakes that I had hit. It's just like, oh man, that
that's
stinks.
how it always works, isn't it? Like, it's always the nicer snakes that end up being kinked.
But I did hit what I said I wanted to hit. Just unfortunately, those aren't the ones that made it. But
That sucks.
on to next year. I do have a lot of like five or most of this rack is filled with males and females right now. To try to get a jump start, see if they lock up today. I see some of them are first time pairings, so we'll see. The females started circling the bowl, so I'm like, why not?
Yeah, Yeah, I've only paired two females so far because I'm giving my other girls that went this year a little bit more time.
Right.
But uh, the two of them are the two of the new pickups that we got from that collection buyout that we did back in April, and I'm really hoping to hit some clown pieds.
Nice. Um, yeah, I mean, some of these are repeat pairings that didn't go for me last year or earlier or whenever. Um, so we'll see. A lot of it's, Bell stuff, Yellow Belly Complex stuff, but most of it's going to be either head Ultramel or Pied head Ultramel stuff, since I upgraded on that end.
Ooh,
So I have a chance of making Pied 100% head Ultramels, going into 24, which is nice.
ooh, that'll be really nice.
Yeah, I picked up an Ultramel het Pied breeder male, so it sort of set me light years ahead. And then she ate today, but I have a Pied head Ultramel girl that is going to be ready for next year. So it cut out, I don't know, 6 years of me doing head to head, double head to, sort of building it up. I was just able to jump start it thanks to Kai at Lucas Landon. So hopefully in 25 I'll have the double visual and a bunch of stuff growing up that is, either visual het or double het with a bunch of codons.
Very cool.
So yeah,
Very cool. Yeah, that's something I need to up my game on too. Is my Ultramel stuff. I only have one het. I sold my visual male because I needed something more powerful than just a pastel Ultramel.
right, yeah. My
And
pinstripe Ultramel that I was showing off when I was doing the whole Ultramel everything, is like, well, I mean, he's going to make hets, and then they're just going to get worked into, the better projects. But at least, if I have those powerful, Ultramel hats, I can make visual Ultramel het pieds. And
yep,
then,
there you go.
hopefully have that double visual, and then, yeah.
There you go.
So we'll see. I mean, I have a chance at hitting clown hypos this year, so fingers
Yeah.
crossed. So I mean, we'll see. And a lot of what I did this year as far as buying stuff. Yeah, of course I was gonna add things I didn't have, but it was also to get me ahead because I didn't have any double head ultra pies this year. She didn't
Mm.
go, so it was like So I was at a barbecue talking to Kai, and I'm like, yo, she didn't. I don't think she's going this year. And then conversation led to me getting hooked up with some snakes. Captain Hot Pocket.
Captain Hot Pocket. Yes, the chat works. That's funny.
Yeah, I think
Oh man.
for me next year is going to be the year where uh, I actually take off with producing stuff, because I moved 5 snakes down to here that are all females,
Mhm.
with some pretty decent genes that should be ready, 24, 25. And then the other one over there is my asshole blood python, who just got too big for being up there. uh, my Will's hella heat won't let me chat like I'm banned.
Oh.
So,
Well, as long as everybody's friendly here, I'm fine with chatting and stuff with everybody in the chat room.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. A lot of stuff hopefully is growing up by then, um, and I'm able to produce what I've been talking about for the past few years. But this will be full, and hopefully I can get rid of some of the, not that I don't like them, but I don't want to buy additional racks to just hold them to females where I have better, um, genetically speaking, animals. Not that I don't like them. It's just I want to, I need the room for improvement. I mean, you drive a car for so long, you get a better model. So hopefully they go out as pets for the rest of their lives, or somebody else, maybe that's starting can use them because they'd be proven breeders at that point. And there's probably going to be some coming up in the next 2 years that I might be stupid to get rid of.
Eh, you have to go up some way, and I've done that a lot the past few months, is selling things that I just don't need in my collection anymore, or things that aren't going to push my projects forward. So if
Right.
that's I mean that's the name of the game. You got to do it, unfortunately. But
But with
if it'll help somebody else,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't
yeah.
mind, even if they're pets. Like, as long as they're going somewhere where somebody's going to take care of them, I don't care. I don't want to, sell them on like Craigslist, and then 2 weeks later see the same my snake on Facebook in one of the groups being flipped. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I do see that, that person's getting put on blast.
Mhm.
I don't care because they're probably not, in the really in the hobby, if you will. Uh,
Yeah. Uh, gotta love people. I haven't seen anything like that recently in my area, but it's definitely out there,
but I mean,
unfortunately.
in my area, there are some people that they'll buy out the whole collection, right?
Mhm.
They'll get the racking and everything, right, which is nice. I do that too, but I'd be upfront with who I'm getting it from, right? So, say they have like a VE6, it might
Mhm.
have some snakes in it for the right price. Maybe there's snakes I don't need. I'm going to be upfront and say, hey, look, if you can't move these, I will buy everything. But just know that, I'm going to take care of these animals, but I'm not really looking to, you know, add them into my collection to further my projects. So whatever doesn't fit, I am going to move if you can't. So, I'd be upfront about that. And a lot of people I think are because, get racking pretty inexpensive. It's good.
Yeah.
Everything here, I think I only bought three of them, uh, and the other ones you can't see that are behind my shoulder. Everything else has been, homemade, hand me down type things. But yeah, I mean that's the only way I would see me buying a snake and then almost not immediately, but after it's established and it's eating and whatever, moving on from it.
Yeah.
It's sort of I don't want to say flipping because I had no intention of buying and then immediately flipping, but it's sort of it doesn't fit. You're not having, maybe not on Craigslist. It's not moving, right? Because
Mhm.
you've seen snakes have to go before the racks type of thing. Um, so yeah, maybe I'll throw in an extra 200, and then maybe take a loss on the snakes. I don't know, just to get the racks.
Yeah.
But I've seen some where it's like that snake was just for sale somewhere else because it's sometimes when it's such a unique animal,
Mhm.
it's like I just saw that. Cool. So I mean, those are people I don't deal with. That's a continuation of a rant from Thursday.
No, yeah, I get it. It's definitely frustrating. I haven't experienced that personally, but it definitely would cheese me off real quick.
Right. I
Knowing that
mean,
I sold an animal like that and then somebody just goes and tries to flip it.
now I mean, if you've had it for like I've had this super pastel. She should have been able to breed for me last year.
Mhm.
She's available because she didn't go. I bought her from another breeder, who's now not breeding anymore for whatever reason. Um, but if they were, I'd be like, hey, just to let you guys know, I'm moving on from the snake. I have a much better female that is at the same size, still not proven, but I'd rather take my chances with a better super pastel than this one. So,
Yeah.
and there's too much pastel. So, I mean, that one's probably going to go as a pet to somebody.
Mm. Pastel has its uses.
I mean, if you've got a head, I don't want to say, let's say hypo female girl that's big, right? Or
Mhm.
a visual hypo breeder size girl. Yeah, you can put whatever you want to that super pastel. Like, say I want the hypo to be on the male side. That way, you actually get the head. Um, but yeah, something like that where you could put that and definitely get pastel in it if it's going to be complementary to another project. But I just have so much on the female side, and I have a male, so I'm getting like everything's passed out. So I need to
Mm.
at least keep it on one side or one project, if you will,
Right.
because I made all but I think two snakes that had pastel in it. Nope, three. They were champagnes or
Mm.
champagne pat or champagne. Yeah, two champagnes and a champagne hep hide. those were the only ones I made out of 9 snakes that, didn't have passed up.
I think that was the clutch you were on whenever I was on your show. I think because I remember you talking about having champagne hatchlings.
Oh, I hit 4 out of 5. Yeah, and that was a lot. I have 2 that are going to be with me at Gettysburg. The one I'm holding back because I think it might be heiferfied, but it's nice and it's got a ringer, and it's on the female side, which I don't have champagne on. So it's sort of like moving everything where I don't hurt myself later with like, I got to make this pairing, but I can hit a bell, or I can make this pairing, or I might hit something that's not going to be the best look. Now, if it's something that I know I'm going to hold back in a project, like the whole clutch, for the most part, I don't care. If I know it's going to be a double het something, I can hit the Blue-Eyed Lucy version with other stuff. That's not a big deal, but trying to sell that to somebody, you might take a hit because they don't, definitely at a show, they're not going to. Well, this is a Blue-Eyed Lucy hypo. It's a white snake.
Yep.
But
I actually don't have anything that can make bells anymore. That was what I started with getting into this hobby, and I have nothing that can make bells anymore.
Yeah, I'm only doing one pairing because I missed. Well, I hit the bell, but I missed the live animal. But I'm breeding the same male from last year to my Butter Mojave, so everything's going to be Butter Mojave and pastel. So I know that, and I should be able to tell the difference between which type of bell I hit, with Mojave being in there this time. So that's going to be nice. That's the only clutch that I'm, or what I'm targeting that I'm repeating next year or moving on. Everything else is just a repeat of something I missed that I wanted to, my holdback clutches, if you will. And some of those got an upgrade.
Damn, bells sell. If you need a little bit of extra money to line your wallet.
And I've given myself, a chance to make, well, not more, but have some be a byproduct. If I'm chasing something, or even I can hit pieds in random places now where I couldn't really before, because I just had I had it on the female side, I didn't have it on the male side. And I actually just got a visual clown female, but she can't be shown off because she ate today. But I didn't have one. I had hats, but didn't have one, and I didn't have a backup visual male clown. But they're all going into like crazier projects, so they're gonna be like holdbacks, whatever I produce.
Yeah.
For the most part, since I'm working into like ultra pied, ultra clown pied, clown hypo, and any combination. I think I have an outside chance of hitting Kiki clowns, but it's not going to be a clown because it's going to be a Krypton. And hitting enhanced DGs with that, and if I hit all that, I'm going to be happy. But I have no. I'll probably hit normals, and I'm fine with that. Or at least if I hit a G stripe, I'd be okay with it, because then I'd be able to work that stuff back. But,
yeah,
it's just sort of how much stuff do I want to hold back?
Yeah, that was basically my entire season this year. Because everything's held back. I have people asking me, when are you selling those Xanthics? And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to.
It's like, say you hit like a 2.3, right? In whatever project. And you're like, okay, I have to hold everything. I'm holding the females back and one male definitely. But you have to make sure that, that one male goes. So you have to hold back the second male until you're, everybody's up to size and you might be able to move them. But do you want to yet? You want to wait until that, so you're holding that whole thing back until that first, clutch process for all of those 5 snakes. Because if they're all the same genetics, you can put, that doesn't really help you because you wouldn't know which male sired. But if you have two males and one's got a different codon,
Yeah.
where you'd be able to hopefully tell which one sired your clutch. So say, you had Enchi, something where you'd be able to definitively tell, and you see,
Mhm.
okay, they both, sired, looks like, potentially. So you'd be able to choose which one you wanted to move off from as, either a proven breeder or breeder size male. So if you had something like Enchi in there, you're like, okay, well, I know the Enchi guy hit, so he's staying. The other one, well, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the stuff that I paired this year, the only thing that really had codoms in it was the mahogany stuff and mahogany black pastel stuff, and the rest of it. I mean, I had the Xanthics. There might be Enchi floating around in there because the mom's Enchi, but she's a lower expression Enchi, so it's
Okay.
harder to tell. And some of the baby, like one of the babies for sure, looks really clean, like cleaner than normal. So I mean that might have Enchi, but the rest of them, it was just general like recessive to recessive kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. So
So
like if I'm male heavy, like in that Pied Ultramel project, Pied Head Ultramel, they're probably gonna get sold. I don't. I might need one. I don't need many.
yeah,
Because they have the ultra het pied proven breeder, so it's sort of like. But then I also don't want to give somebody a male that can elevate them in the project that I'm working on. So they might just have to stay or go to somebody I know, type of thing, where it's like, okay, I know you're not really working on this project, but you have pied stuff, so whatever, you can get Paz head Ultramels and test for it, whatever.
yeah,
They're still going to be behind me. I don't want to try to put somebody ahead of where I'm at.
right. Oh man, I'm surprised that snake has sat there all this time and not tried to come out.
So, I mean, I've had that
They're
before
looking at
where
me.
it's like I let something go and it's like, oh well, okay, that was a lot nicer than I thought. This is before I got into this, round two, so it's like, I wish I would have kept that.
Yeah, that's I have a list of snakes right now that I did post on Instagram that I wanted to sell, and now but I haven't had the oomph to post them on Morph Market because I'm afraid I'll regret selling them. And a lot of them, like one of them is my, the only head Ultramel that I have. Um, she's GHI Lesser Spot Nose Yellow Belly, and she's got a lot in her besides the Ultramel, so it's just like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know if I really want to sell her. I'd probably regret it.
yeah, I mean, but for instance, if you let her go, like, depending on the price, that'd be something I'd be like, okay, yeah, I will gladly take her, because that adds so many more codoms into my Ultramel project. I mean, I have those
Right,
codoms, but it just adds them with ultra. It sets me ahead with having Ultramel and those codoms. Um,
right.
maybe
And
a
it's not that
year
I
or
don't
two.
like Ultramel. I love Ultramel, but my Monarch stuff is what I've been focusing on and getting visuals of those. Unless I find a male that's, a decent visual
Right.
for an Ultramel, which I haven't really been looking because I'm trying to behave myself and not buy snakes right now.
Yeah, I ran into that. It's like I'm done, and then I bought two more, the past week. So, but yeah, I mean, it's especially if it's a project that's hot. I don't think Ultramel is as hot as it was when everybody bought into it. I mean, it's still people are still working it, but it's not where it was, at least the hype wise when I bought mine, because they've
Yeah, I've
come
noticed that
down. And
too.
well, because Billy talked about it, a bunch of other people were already working it, but Billy was really heavy into it, and a lot of people watched Billy, so a lot of people went out and bought Ultramel.
Yeah,
It's not as bad as like Clown or something like that. I mean, there's still avenues to work Ultramel. Um, just finding that what hasn't been done that looks good, type of thing.
yeah. Yeah, I'm looking on Morph Market right now, and the average seems to be around like 500, $600 for like a two gener for like an NG Ultramel or an Ultramel Het Clown, Yellow Belly Ultramel, like things that are like your starter intro Ultramels. When I got into it, I got my breeder male for $600,
Yeah,
and that's crazy
yeah, it
how much
certainly
it's gone down.
dropped. But then for me, buying a proven breeder and either visual or het, it's like, well, it's still, it's still a sum of money.
Yeah.
uh, just having, being a proven breeder and having, the het, even if it's just a you know, bamboo het ultramel breeder, still gonna set me back. So why don't I just buy something like a visual clown that's almost ready with a couple more codoms? So that's sort of where I'm at. And sort of, it has to fit my projects, and I can't just have something like my male lace is sitting there. I have no clue what the heck to do with them
Mhm.
right now. But the price was so good that I had to. I mean, I felt I had to. I didn't really have to, but for at the time it was like $65 for a male would have been 150,
Oh
something like
yeah.
that. So it's like I have to have it's a gene that's popular, and I have stuff that I can put it to. It's just what am I going to put them to right now?
Yep.
Because the females that I would put them to have something better to go to them. So I'm thinking it's going to be one of these ones I don't know what to do with, just to make some lace codoms, possible hets, things like that.
Yeah, I've got a cinnamon lace female that I don't know what I'm gonna do with her yet. I picked her up at with that collection buyout we did, and she's the one the one outlier that I'm like, what am I gonna do with you? I don't know what I mean. Maybe put it into Monarch at some point if I get this male raised up this year, pair him to her, but get some Monarch lace Monarch het Monarchs, but.
Yeah, I figured once I have some like clown byproducts, that's where I'll introduce it, or I'll just buy something that works down the road.
Yeah.
Um, like a special clown. That would be cool, right? Because then I can make a special lace hat clown, keep the male, replace my dude, and then or keep him for another project, and then try for the visual version of the clown. That doesn't take necessarily too long.
Right. Oh man.
I just,
Yeah.
I got to figure out what's not actually going to bite me, since it's feeding day, so probably everything over here is like off limits because they're gearing up for breeding season, or normally they realize today's feeding day because they smelled everything else getting fed. But
Yeah, I keep my rats in the same room as my snakes, so mine are on point 24/7.
yeah, I mean
So I'm
mine,
always
mine are in the
getting
next
fed.
room, but it's just like they get that smell.
Yep.
I got to clean this one later. Um, but I actually think this is the an Ultramel girl possible het pied. I definitely
Oh, I see
think
tracks.
yeah, I definitely think she's going to prove. And I think she's also going in the shed because she's a little darker. I was joking that she's a monarch right now. Um, but yeah, she's probably going to go in the shed and then brighten up again because I think I actually have her dad. I'm not sure. Um, yeah, given the possible het pied, it's probably this one. The male I bought's offspring, but yeah, hopefully she'll prove out. And I didn't have any visual female ultramels, so even if she doesn't prove out, she's going to be able to prove out any visual make more visual ultramels, or prove out some of the hats and get some more codoms in there. So that was a nice pickup I got from Kai.
I
Befriend
think I
your
remember
local
you
breeders.
posting her. Oh yeah. Is Kai local? Is Kai PA?
He's in New Jersey.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I mean local to me more or less. So he's right by
Yeah.
Charlie from Reg and Renee. So we went there a couple weeks ago. Both of those guys' places. I was with Chris from BNS, and we needed to pick up some ASFs. So we got to hang out in both of those guys' rooms. So
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, it was a nice long Sunday for me.
What's going on, Elias?
Hey, Elias.
Oh, so now you're gonna move. Come here, buddy. Can I have the shed? Thank you. Yeah, I started, whoop, you haven't gotten it all off your butt yet. You literally just shed.
What's that? You're away from the mic. I can't.
I'm talking to the snake. He actually literally just shed. He still had some on his tail.
So are you starting to get that, like, as it's getting colder and like you're turning like the heat on?
Yep.
And your shed start? Yeah. So
Yep.
it's that time of year. So I gotta get out the paper finger condom thingy bobber and water and baths and whatnot.
Yep. Soaking them and all that fun stuff.
Oh hi, don't you dare boot my snoot. So I showed off this guy on Thursday, Instagram, YouTube, and my show yesterday, but he was in shed, and he shed out today. So this is the GHI clown I got from Kai.
Ooh.
I thought I honestly thought it'd be a little bit darker, but I actually like the pattern that it brings back. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I like GHI and clown together.
Yeah,
GHI
I didn't have
Mojave
any.
clowns are stunning too.
And I've got a Mojave Hypo girl that's gonna be ready right around the same time. And hopefully I've already hit the clown hypos, so I can make a GHI Mojave double het.
Ooh.
And I shouldn't have that anywhere else in that project, so I don't have to worry about hitting the white snake. So that should be cool.
That'll be really cool.
At least that's the plan. It'll probably change. All right, what do you got there? It looks. I see dots.
Suma, but a banana Suma.
So is the Suma bringing back more like dots in that?
Yeah, he doesn't really have much pattern to him. I mean, he's got like a dorsal stripe you can kind of see on his tail, but he's more like purple and orange. Come here, buddy.
Yeah, I mean that looks really. It's got a lot of spots.
I see. I like my banana spotty. I used to have a banana black pastel, and he was my favorite. This guy's one of my favorites. Now that I don't have him anymore.
Ooh, and your camera just adjusted to snake tongue flicks. Does he have on the headstand? Is it like a little paradox?
It's a big spot.
Or is it like a white?
He's got like a white stripe for some reason, and then he's got that spot.
Huh.
But he's really cool, and he's still getting more and more spots as he's growing up. And he's another one I don't know what I'm going to put him to, but he's one that's staying forever. Because he's so stinking cool. I love the way like the orange and the purples flow onto his back. It's not really picking up very well. But
I mean, that's cool. Plus, you get everything he's going to make is going to be Mojave.
This, mahogany, yeah.
Or mahogany. Why did I say Mojave?
Yeah.
Because I was just talking about Mojave.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
I've done that. In rambling off genes, I will say something where everybody knows. Like in my video yesterday, I said that I made a puma, but I blanked on what yellow belly spark was when I was talking about getting further into the highway project. It's like, yeah, I just said that. Cool, great. I wasn't gonna go back and refilm everything. But hasn't. Nope,
stay down.
You're gonna bite me.
Don't
bite me.
The question of, are you gonna bite me?
Well, I mean, some of these just came here, and then some of them ate today in the same rack. But I removed the rodents before I came on to be smart about it.
And we started, we changed beddings, and I'm actually really happy with it. We started using like that paper pellet bedding.
Is that like the stuff from like livestock?
It's actually cat litter, surprisingly.
Huh.
But yeah, and it's working really well. It absorbs really well, and it actually like lets me like pick up like spot clean like you do with the
Yeah, so you
Cocoa
and you're
Block and
even to
stuff.
tell where you have like your urine and like everything.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and
not
it's
bad. But
only like $14 for a 20-pound bag.
yeah, that's
So
not
it's
bad.
not
I mean,
too.
one of the issues you run into with cocoa is you can't tell really where they peed until it gets gross and you can kind of smell it. You can see
Yeah,
the
you can
urates and
tell.
the poop, but
Yeah, I mean like the you can tell the difference because the pellets will kind of expand, and that's kind of where you know to spot clean. How about?
yeah, but I mean, in the long run, that should really cut down on the full on bedding changes. Now
Yeah,
with so I guess you would have to make sure your humidity is right. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to tell. You just have a big clump of this is where I put the water.
yeah. Um, Whenever I do my water changes and stuff, it tends to spill over, and that seems to hold enough humidity for them. Um, my adults my adults and my juniors I keep on these on the bedding, but I still do paper towels for my hatchlings.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't stand using paper towels. Like every other day, I got to clean them.
yeah.
Because if it's
Although the
over
funny part
humid,
is
it's
my
molding.
hatchlings. I think my hatchlings are potty trained. I was saying that yesterday because they actually will pee in their water bowls. Pee in
Yeah,
their
I got a
water
few that
bowls
do that. And it's like, come
every
on.
time. What's going on, Conchu? What do you
But yeah, I
got?
mean, each substrate like sort of has its perks. Like paper, you're gonna clean like every other day. Cocoa, you can kind of go longer, but then you got to be mindful of the fact there's probably like urine in the chips that you're not noticing and not smelling,
Mm-hmm.
which is a perk of cocoa.
Yeah.
But
What do you got?
this is a gravel het clown girl, and she's a really, really, really good example of gravel.
Ooh, yeah, she is.
This one's
Really
also from
pretty.
Kai, and I needed more actual het clown stuff, not possible, and I didn't have gravel on the female side. So if I take my male highway to my female yellow belly and she pastel clown, I have an opportunity to use this girl and make some awesome, potentially super gravels clowns.
Very cool.
That depending on what the hell I hit. But either way, just I can make gravel clowns, and then I have that, and I know it's gravel, and then grow that male up, and then hit the super gravel type of thing. Plus, it's it's not asphalt or asphalt as some people say. But I do like gravel. I would like to get asphalt. But that once you have entirely too many in one like acts like super complex, and you're combining all the acts like supers, and you're getting multiple combinations of stuff. You're like, I might not know exactly what this could be, unless there aren't any codoms involved. And it's okay. It's easy to tell highway, freeway, bypass, ivory, Puma, all that stuff from each other. But when you're adding in all these codoms and then producing them later down the road, where it's like, oh, it has to be one or the other, but I can't tell because there's 3 other codoms in here. I want to try to avoid that.
Mm. Yep.
So,
Yeah, I only have one highway, and that's something I need to get into is freeway and highway stuff more because it's really cool, and I like seeing it in clown.
yeah, and that was my idea to make a very heavy codom highway clown sooner rather than later. But either way, just to add that stuff and have it be het clown would be pretty cool, I think. But when I get there, that project's not going to be hot anymore. So
Eh, we're always playing a game of catch up compared to everybody else.
right, so it's what
working with
different
your
thing are
life.
you doing, or
Yep.
what gamble did you take that's going to pay off?
What are you thinking, bud?
I thought that was a branch, but I guess I slipped off.
He likes the mic for some reason.
I mean, I've had stuff that has crawled around my chair, tried to crawl back in the rack. It's like, or not crawl, slither, if you will. And then I've had some that just are chill. It's like, okay.
Yeah, he's that one. He's more one of my curious ones that'll go everywhere. So.
Hey, Jeremy.
What's up? Warfalls. Oh man.
I'm surprised he's up. They were at Shady Maple on Friday.
Oh.
Which is that crazy buffet place in Lancaster.
Yeah, my husband and I were gonna go there a couple weeks ago whenever we went to pick up our puppy out that way, and ended up not being able to make it out there. Oh, you got stuff shit. Come on.
Hey, Jeremy, click the link. Come on, hang out.
Yeah, come join in. We're just showing off snakes and chatting and catching up.
Who cares if you're doing your own live in 5 hours, whatever.
Oh, let me see.
Wait. Okay, I know you didn't eat. Oh, you are totally in chat. Well,
Is that a
or dirty. I don't know. Let's see. It looks more dirty. So you can go and take a dip in your water bowl. So I just moved this one into this rack, and she knocks her water dish over all the time, so whatever was in there dried on her.
There he is.
Hey, Jeremy.
What's up, Jeremy?
Hello. So I'm cleaning,
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
As you're cleaning stuff, you can bring stuff out, right? So
Yeah.
this is the girl that I'm hoping eats. Jeremy knows the story.
Hold on, I gotta get rid of the feedback here.
So I think,
there we go. Now we got sound.
yeah, I think this one's actually, if it proves to be Hyde, is my most powerful snake, at least. In clown, it's a pastel acid het clown, possible het Hyde.
Ooh.
Who's got an eating issue, as acids do, from time to time.
I've heard that. I didn't know if that was actually a thing or not, or if that was just occasional, like certain people's snakes.
I mean, she seems to eat like once a month. I've assist fed her, and she takes it like without like the effort of actual assist feeding. If you've ever done that, sometimes it can be like pretty forceful. But like once I put the rodent's head in her mouth, she's like, "Oh, I gotta eat." So it's like, well, why didn't you just eat? You know what this is. But I don't like doing that more often than I need to. So right. She's up there now, so she's probably going to go a couple weeks or so.
Her acid isn't a good eater?
She'll probably go a couple weeks before she eats. Or I offer just to get her used to, because she's entirely too big for a hatchling tub. Like, that just wasn't fair. Like, she'd move around and knock the water dish over.
So the acid I have, you open the tub and he's flying out at you. Just thinking.
And I wish. But then again, I got that one from Ron knowing that was an issue. So that's why, we went to Charlie's and got the ASFs, so hopefully they start dropping and I can just throw them in like, little Skittles or whatnot. She'll just get going.
Huh. I didn't really know that about static and acid.
Yeah, and I guess confusion's the same way. I mean, they're all in the same realm.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know. Like I said, I have no issues with mine, but then I've only got one, so.
I mean, it eats. It just doesn't eat like everything else. And I also don't want to, be the guy where I'm just propping this thing up by. It's gonna get to a certain point where assist feeding or helping it eat is not. She has to start taking meals on her own.
How big is it? Or is she, he, whatever? Nathan told me an interesting trick that he started using.
What's that? I was clinking and clanking with the scale.
Nathan said he found an interesting trick to get some difficult eaters back to eating really good.
Yeah, she's only 214 grams, so she's really freaking tiny for being almost, I think, a year old.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's.
I mean, she's roughly the same size of all the stuff that I had to assist feed to get started from last year. So I mean, that doesn't concern me because they're eating, but she needs to start eating.
Putting on size.
But what's the trick there, Jeremy?
Nathan's
the water
little
bowl?
trick. The joys, the benefits, and downfalls of having a sub pump as your water disposal unit. Feed it something really, really freaking tiny enough where it gets a little nutrition out of it, but also not big enough to where it's going to make it full at all. And get it to get those digestive enzymes and everything activated and moving to where, like, you do that a couple feedings, so then that way it starts feeling like it is actually hungry.
Right. Yeah, the other thing I was thinking was, once I have those ASFs going, it's eating that, right? So it's coiled up on the little tiny ASF, but I have something appropriately sized, frozen thawed or fresh killed, and as it's eating, I sort of follow what it's eating with the bigger animal that's of the size for the snake, and hopefully it tricks it into I'm still eating, and it's got a full meal.
The thing is, the only thing is though, dude, is that you're not fixing the issue.
Right, but if it strikes and takes on its own, right? So it's taken the ASF a few times, right? Now it's eating on its own, but it's still not eating appropriately sized. So getting that, the choo-choo train, if you will. I forget who said that, but it was sort of, when you still have to assist feed, but you want your snake to take an appropriate sized meal. So I mean, I've done that with some other ones, and they seem to have gotten off. Same with feeding ASFs. Even if they were assist fed, that's what got a couple snakes jump started on eating on their own, and I don't have any explanation for that because it was one ASF and then right back to Norwegian rats. So.
I would try Nathan's little trick once, see how it works out for you. I wouldn't train feed it.
Oh, not yet. But I mean, it's going to get to a point where, if it's not taking that bigger meal. Or, with Nathan's snake, it was in a clear tub, and I switched to an opaque tub, and then it ate.
Interesting. It must have just not wanted all the visual stimuli.
Well, it was because it was in a bigger time. It was in a whatever these size are. That's below me, and it wasn't eating. Wasn't eating. The week I put it up in this rack, it ate.
Huh.
So
interesting.
You see, Jeremy, I did all that stuff already, cleaning and dealing with rodents and all that fun stuff.
I had to go pick rats up this morning from Rick. Then I had to come back, pick up the family to go grocery shopping. Came back. Originally, I was supposed to get back in here right away. And then Karen made mention about her car's radio still not working right. So I had a wild hair and thought, all right, well, I'll try my trick on it. So I got that fixed. So now I'm finally getting down here.
Ooh, Lauren's got the Panda out.
Yeah. Gotta give some love to my hey bye.
I mean, that's crazy. It's got the head and then it's got the one dot, right?
Yeah. I'm hoping he turns out like his dad. His dad, after 4 years of being just like saddle on his head, saddle on his back, and like maybe 1 or 2 dots, has exploded in Dalmatian spots. Like out of nowhere. After 4 years. It's crazy. So I'm really hoping that genetically he does the same thing since he's so high white.
That's cool. Oh, that wasn't me. I went to reach for my phone and that wasn't mine.
No, that's mine. It's the Facebook group chat of the PA breeders.
There's a Facebook one too?
Well, it's not all the same group.
There's
Some of
too
the
many
same
damn
people,
groups.
but you gonna come off that branch, you little D bag, or you gonna be a fartard?
Was that you? Yeah, I was down in your room this year because I had to grab something from you.
Hey, Simba.
At least you replaced the TV with the fan.
What's that?
At least you replaced that TV with a fan.
Replace the TV?
I thought you had a TV where the fan was, or was I just hitting my head on the fan last time?
No, the fan's always been there, dude.
No, that's what I was hitting my head on. We had so many people crammed in this room, and I got stuck like in that corner that you see with the fan. And just kept whacking my head on it.
Trying to get this
this
carpet
guy.
out to show it off, but he's not wanting to come off his perch.
Can you take the perch out?
Dude, that's a long ass perch.
Yeah, this boy is the star of our next season's breeding. He's only got 1 pairing right now, but this is our leopard lavender double het clown pied.
Well, that's cool. I like what Lever's doing to the pattern there.
Yeah. He's really, really nice. And I'm hoping to get this other girl. She's a OD leopard pied het lav, 66% het clown. I'm hoping to get her up to size within the next year, because then he's going to her. And that's where she's my holy grail maker. So, oh
Yeah.
wow.
We know all about that with Phil talking about it. Really? I just put you because I knew that. Let you be.
Wow. That is stunning.
Oh, dog's at the door. I'll be right back.
What morph is it? Or locality? I suddenly can't hear you for some reason. Not sure why I can't hear you, Jeremy. Yep. Ooh, carpet. Ooh, Bosa. Welcome, welcome. We're just hanging out and chatting. Kent's just run to grab his dog, and he'll be right back. Oh boy, what are you doing? You got a mess in here. I think, yeah, you do. You got a mess. What'd you do? You made a mess all on this side. What's going on, Bosa? Whoop.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. This thing did that last night. I hope it doesn't do it tonight during my live. Now this is the male that's got that thing to cover girl.
Yeah, he's pretty. I love how busy he is. Like Busy's pattern is.
And Jeremy gets entirely too excited about his carpets.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, ball pythons are 1,000 times less cool compared to carpets. Like, carpets are just amazing.
No, I wish
Carpet any day over a ball python.
I wish you guys had my reaction on film when you were talking about CoverGirl at Nathan's. The heck's CoverGirl? So Jeremy's lineage of carpet dates back to one that was on a Reptile magazine cover.
Yeah.
So that is CoverGirl.
Yes.
I was like, what? That's a name?
Which that's one of the whole. Basically, actually, the whole reason I bought him was because of that snake was actually what got me into loving carpets. Was that exact female?
But one will start getting like more yellows and start changing up. I believe it's called tipping. And Jeremy gets all excited about that. And like,
Oh my god, dude, that. Yeah, I love my tipping.
it's like you've explained what it means, but I kind of see it, but it's like not.
Basically, the yellow scales get a black outline around like the tips, so that's why it's called tipping.
Mm.
Oh, that makes sense then.
But it just adds a really neat. You still get the yellows and you still get the blacks, but they really just complement each other. I'd get the other two out, but they just ate last night while I was on live with Holly and them. So I really don't want to bother that.
Oh, I completely forgot to feed my boa today.
Whoops.
Hopefully, I got something of the right size for him.
How'd you forget? You know, Ken, there's a way to not forget to feed your snake.
It's in Husbandry Pro, but the thing eats like twice a month at best. When it eats, because now it's of the where it'll take a meal and then it'll be in blue and he won't eat. Since he's doing that growing girth stage of his life.
Oh, let me turn this light on once. The last available jungle carpet baby. Anybody's interested, it's the last one. I have no idea how it's showing up on the camera, though. Not too good because of the light.
I'm gonna assume male.
Yeah, it's male. He's all sorts of. Come on now.
Now there's what sexual dimorphism where they say smaller than females,
Well,
shorter.
in theory, yes, but my male that produced this clutch is like 7 foot, which is
Okay.
absolutely huge for a jungle carpet, and it's huge for a male.
Yeah, so you probably need that vertical like Nathan enclosure with like 2 apartments, right?
No,
Eventually.
Nah. Now, what I got for him right now is perfect. The 4x2x2s. That's all I'm gonna plan on ever having him in. Is that? But this is the last available. He's got like he's only got like a couple breaks on his dorsal stripe, but other than that, he's got a full
He's
dorsal
pretty.
stripe. Just a couple breaks.
Yeah, I mean that's like I told you that was one I was contemplating when you. Now it's still available. And I don't have
It's a sign.
I don't have the vacant enclosures. That's one of my issues. I mean,
Mm.
not that it's an issue right now, but I won't have the space to add, another larger enclosure for a bigger snake, since I have one with my boa in it. That's where it's going to live, and then eventually my blood python will go where my bearded dragon is in the big
But
5 by whatever.
you realize how long it'll take till that snake needs to be in something?
That big?
Like
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Because like literally, I had all the carpet hatchlings and still have the ones I have. They had a 1065 though.
And you had your before you got that rat from Ed, you had them in was it like a 55 open front?
Yeah, well, it was one of those Exoterras is what I
Yeah.
had this guy in, and I moved him up to a 40-gallon, and then he went from the 40-gallon up into that.
Well, I mean, I guess I can eventually get rid of some furniture, and then I'll just have my chair here. Forget my guests.
I guess they're overrated.
Since I put the rats into that room in the closet, I've had one overnight guest, and that was like 2 years ago. It's like nobody comes and stays here, or if they do, they're on an air mattress and sleeping out here. I just think that's funny to me. But
What
else?
Did you both hear about Gettysburg? Or not Gettysburg, Hamburg, I mean?
Am I going
No, Hamburg's moving, dude.
to
Oh.
To
a decent venue?
What's that?
A decent venue that's not going to be overcrowded and.
It's a bigger venue, yeah. They're gonna be able to expand. It's out towards Shady Maple. I want to say like Maple Grove or some shit like that. They're not Maple Grove. Hold on, pull it up. Christine sent me the thing today.
I mean, the real question is everybody going to start vending that one?
Morgantown.
Okay, so that's off the turnpike. Yeah, I know where that is. There's like a mall there and some other stuff. Not West Virginia or Morgantown.
Yeah, Morgantown, PA.
Um,
It's like 45 minutes away from me.
yeah, I mean it's further away for me than Hamburg is, but that venue, I mean they cram the vendors in, and then if it's packed, it's like they're not taking like a head count, so it's like you're at a concert and you're shoulder to shoulder. I just haven't enjoyed it, the past couple times, and I'm not even going to go there on Saturday, next Saturday, because I don't need to, and too many people.
Where you guys go? Talking about the acid stuff.
Oof.
I do like
Pastel, leopard, acid, blitz, possible yellow belly. 50% hypo.
so Jeremy might need something from me. We can work together. Because I should have. Hopefully, I could a visual.
That's a
Whatever she
powerhouse.
And I like that. So I can put vanilla and trick into it if I hit a clown.
I say next
cool.
season, he's got lots and lots of plans. Probably about 90% of them are Exantic plans.
Then you're just looking at pattern.
Exactly.
Ugh, I love Exantic.
Dude, that's all I freaking need. Give me a black and white background and let me throw some pattern into it.
This is the dad of that Pandapide. This is what I meant about him.
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
all
So
these
he's definitely got
spots.
I mean, I'd still say that's low white, but definitely got a lot of dots.
Oh yeah.
I like the dots.
Yeah.
Kike says he loves. Kike, I'm glad you love that thing, dude.
Now the question is, does the carpet love him yet?
It seems like they came back to terms with one another. It's funny.
Hey.
All the babies, when they left here, they were fine. About a week or so after they got to everybody, apparently they became big jerks.
Well, I mean,
What I
the
was
one
told.
that was at Nathan's, I don't know if that was his or the one that he was feeding. Chris from Paul's
that
Deep
was-
was just
that was his.
antagonizing that damn thing. Yeah, of course he's gonna bite you. You keep on shoving your hand in his face.
Well, he was set on poor Chris there from BNS, and Chris was ignoring him. Like, he was just trying to get to Chris. It's like, Jesus.
And then Jeremy picks it up. He's like, "Yeah, you know who Daddy is."
Yeah, like, he didn't bite me at all. But he was trying to get everybody else. It's like, jeez.
I think at one point it flung off the snow fence thing at me, and I was like, "What? I'm not even close." What? And I should know what that is. I've been there or not.
No, this is showed up since after the barbecue.
But has it showed up in the chat?
Ooh.
No, it hasn't had its debut on a video yet. This might be the first time it's being showed off.
That's nice.
GHI Mojave
Nice, nice.
Leopard Double Het Hypo Clown.
Ooh,
Male.
oh, that's cool. Male, female.
Male.
And now I want to add leopard into
Dude, after
DHA Mojave.
after seeing what it did in that combo, like, yeah, it changed my one plan for my banana GHI Mojave that I have. I decided
I mean,
to throw
they're-
leopard to her.
There's certain genetics that just it seems like they were made for each other, like
Yeah.
spot nose and leopard. That's just awesome looking. GHI and Mojave, equally awesome looking.
There we go.
Ooh. That's nice too.
Let me show off your ringer.
It's like no.
I mean, I think I hope she proves, but I also don't want a snake with just a headstand. I don't know. Maybe we'll go Batman. Try for Batman double hets or something. Or what's it? Bruce Wayne? Is that the
Yeah, that's Bruce Wayne. That's the pet.
what with Hyde?
Somebody say Batman though?
Yeah. Well, that's got to be a male, right?
What, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a male. But a lot of the 24 season rides solely on this boy right here.
You want another one that might be ready? Another one next year, or you're probably gonna make. You can make Powerballs though. That's the downside.
Well, yeah, I don't want to do that. This guy's good doing 2 Exantic clutches, 1 or 2 clowns, maybe. Like, he's getting around this season.
I mean, if I have the, if I do my pairings right, I could have a potentially like eight code Batman. Well, I mean, add the ones that make the Batman into that. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if I want to do that. I'd have no clue. It's probably just going to be a weird looking snake.
So that would be a pain in the neck to ID. That's the
It'd
only
be
problem with the Batman stuff. Like,
Well,
it's
I mean,
very hard to feel the ID stuff in it.
because there could be Enchi in it and some other stuff, and maybe even Blade, and is that just going to make it look like a dorsal stripe?
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out what the heck's going on with this girl.
Wow, she's bright.
What's supposed to be in there?
It's just it's It's just a pastel double hat.
Wow.
DG Xanthic.
And she's big enough that that should be.
Yeah, she's really holding her color.
Yeah.
Yellow's up top.
And the funny thing is, this isn't my crazy pastel line either.
Yeah, but you would think of that size, you'd start to see and you do see a little bit of the like browning coming down, but it's definitely not like I just think roughly the same size where it's like definitely halfway through where it's like okay, well, now we're seeing why people rag on pastel.
Here. Just for comparison. All right. The one I was just showing you with all the pretty oranges and stuff. Pastel Het DG.
And you can see where it's got the pixelation and stuff going down where it's
Yeah.
your normal pastel looking thing.
Wow. You'd think that one was a visual DG, just how bright and clean it is.
When I kept 3 out of that pairing that were pastels, the 2 females look identical. And the male's a little dirtier. But in the egg, we all thought they were visual DGs because we thought I had a hidden het floating around in the Xanthic girl.
So okay, so you produce. I mean, DG is what was the word? Polymorphic. So there's multiple interactions that create that look. So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you got that like lesser version just floating that happened to be floating around.
I don't know. I mean, I sent the test her shed, and then my one bumblebee that looks almost DG sent her shed off for testing for that free DG shed, just to see if it's ABC or
DG alphabet.
What all's going on with it? Because there's obviously something going on. Because that's not pastel doesn't look like that. Pastel doesn't hold that color that long.
Yeah, even the one I thought was nice is starting to do what it normally does. But if she had stayed that, Firefly, Bright, whatever else could be at play, I might have kept her. But I mean, she had that.
Now this girl's, she's getting close to going into shed. Her belly's starting to get a little pinky looking. But still, this is clutch mate to that girl I just had out. That was super bright.
Dang.
Yeah, but I mean, they're pretty sizable, and it doesn't have that pastel sort of slowly brown down.
Yeah. I mean, she's got a little bit more brown to her than the other one.
But it's not, the yellows are still vibrant. It's not
Yeah.
like your eyes are drawn to that dirtiness, if you will.
So I'm curious to see what all is going on with it. And maybe there's something hidden that, was unknown, or maybe something mutated. Because here's the brother. Now, the brother looks more what you would expect to see pastel.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
But still, look at those
Still
yellow. Those sides are
Yeah.
still nuts.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
Because, I mean, you start to hit like that 400 gram or, when they're no longer babies, you start to see that color change. Unless you have anything else working with it to sort of brighten it up.
Yeah, I don't even know when did I last weigh them.
It's
That
water. You're fine. Oh my lord, you're fine.
No, I can't. I can.
Drama.
That first female I showed off was 410 grams in September.
Yeah, she's really grown then. Oops. Let me see, where am I at?
No, we lost Ken.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. He just disappeared. So many clutches you got going this year?
Well, for this year, for 23 season, I've got clutch 8 due to hatch next week. Or not hatch, be laid next week.
Well, that's some Exanthic goodness.
This is Exanthic Het Clown female from this season.
Sorry, I got a phone call. And then it didn't let me post that I got a phone call. So I am happy. Previously, I was using a MacBook, and I have an iPhone, so when somebody would call me, it would interrupt whatever I was doing on my MacBook, but now I don't. So. That's weird. I didn't post.
It's convenient and it's not convenient at the same time.
Oh, now it's not. Now it's not even letting me post in the chat.
Chat?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Chappie being. Dude, StreamYard's been weird lately for whatever reason. I don't get it.
Well, let's see. Lets me post in the private chat. Huh. Weird.
Huh.
I still have internet.
Oh.
Pastel
I love
Exanthic.
Exanthic.
Het Clown female. Now, this is
What
my
line
crazy
do you work?
What's that?
What line do you work?
TSK.
Nice.
Now, this has that crazy pastel line that I have in my collection, though, too.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So it really
You can
whacks
see how
out.
it wants to gray out a little bit, but it's still really
She's got
clean.
she's got a little bit of graying going on, but it's not bad.
But I feel like even in that, it's just going to be less clean. It's still going to look nice, if the pastel decides to, gray out in this situation, since it can't brown.
Well,
I mean, it still looks nice. I mean, pattern-wise, it's like a super.
Well, with that crazy pastel line of mine that I have, I'm more worried about the yellows sneaking in because there's a yellow tint to the whites. Because I was thinking, it'd make a really beautiful Exanthic because of how yellow that line stays. But it's almost acting like that pastel's that strong
Hey, Mama.
that it's fighting through the Exanthic. So what I thought was going to be badass and awesome might be biting me in the ass.
Hey, can I take you out, or are you gonna try to eat me?
Yeah, sometimes it's a crapshoot. But if you're holding it back, then I don't think it matters,
Oh no, dude! I mean, hell, in visual Exanthic female Het Clown. Now
Yeah.
this is pastel Exanthic male Het Clown.
And it's the same line of your pastel.
Yep.
So you're gonna put 2 and 2 together.
That and plus he's gonna go to the pastel double head Exanthic Clown female that I have. That gave me a clutch this year. Try to
So
hit
2 shots of the
that visual.
double visual. Right.
Try to hit. See, I want to get a female out of that, or actually male.
Ooh, is that a
I
calico?
don't care because I need a Bruce
No.
Wayne out of one of the other 2 Exanthic girls.
Ah.
That's head Exanthic, that's head Exanthic. That's what the Batman's going to them for. Increase those odds because I have crappy odds of hitting leopard females.
This is the Super Pastel Enchi TSK Exanthic. That was the mom
Okay.
of my last clutch.
That's a dark phase.
Mm-hmm.
We need to
Jeez.
talk.
Mm-hmm.
We really need to talk.
She started out solid black and white like her babies, and after like 1 or 2 sheds, she turned out like this. And every time she lays, she gets darker.
Oh, it's gonna be like Kai's weird freaking snake. He's got a super pastel that it's something that shouldn't look the way it does, but it looks like that.
I love this snake.
I want to get that dark face so bad. And it sucks that it's just random. This guy's up for grabs.
Ooh.
Is that the one you were trying to sell me?
Oh, dude, I'll sell this to anybody, dude. He's a beast when it comes to eating. There's no het clown. He tested negative for the het clown, but he is freaking beautiful.
That is stunning. God, I love Xanthic. I love Xanthic. Monarch and Xanthic are my two favorites.
Say, Xanthic is my favorite.
We
I
know.
don't know if anything else really comes close to it.
Yeah, everybody keeps telling me there's got to be more to her because of her pixelation and stuff, but
It's just how it wound up working out. Like I said,
That's just how it
but
is.
it's not.
yeah.
No,
And we figured out that
has she
she's
given you any clutches yet?
Yeah, she's had two.
And did she reproduce like any dark phase stuff or anything that's darker
looking like
than
she's going
usual?
to. It's looking like she's going to. Here, I'll pull out a couple of the babies from this most recent clutch. So
This is my female holdback zebra bee.
Ah, I love zebra bees. They're so pretty. Let me see. Where's it at? Hi.
Yeah, that is nice. You did a short on that one the other day, didn't you?
I've been doing shorts on a bunch of them.
I know I saw the acid. I'm pretty sure I saw that one. I'm just never on shorts. I just
Here, look.
post them.
So this one's already starting to go gray, and it's only had its first shed.
Okay.
And this is one of the babies from her clutch, this past clutch.
See, if you get one that starts going dark and you don't want to hold it back, let me know.
Will do.
Because I want to try to do some finagling with the dark phase stuff.
And this one's starting to go a little dark too.
Hey, Jeremy, where'd you get the red USR shirt? Off the website or at a show?
This is what they sent to me my first year I joined. This is the only T-shirt I've ever gotten from them.
So they must cycle
Okay,
through
that's
certain things, and you get random ones at some point. 'Cause I'm still waiting on my one from this year.
I didn't get one this year, but then I also didn't bother them either.
I'm not bothering, but if you go renew at Tingley, you get your shirt right there. No, I think I am going to do silver in 24. It's only, what, $150 more.
Well, it's good to know that somebody else is working TSK because everybody's like, oh, VPI. It's like, I'm sorry, but
Oh yeah.
for me,
I'm a
TSK is where it's at. I just like
Mhm.
how it looks.
It seems to stay a little cleaner. It doesn't
Yeah.
brown out as much.
Yeah, I don't work it. And there's, what, 4 different lines of Xanthics? So, nah.
This boy is going to do some world's first, hopefully, with Xanthic next season.
Ooh.
Pastel leopard lace, mahogany, possible yellow belly, male. So he's gonna get at least one Xanthic female next year.
Man, that lace is popping.
Yeah, and it's like, this is one of the things where you add lace and something else that lace is kind of, it might be there, but, it's distorting what could be yellow belly or what is pos. So once you breed it, you'll find out if you get some yellow bellies, right?
Oh, dude, I'm sending the shed up to Charlie. I'm not waiting. I sent his sister's shed up already, and she came back negative for yellow belly, which shocked me.
I have so many stinking sheds that I have to send out.
Oh, I got a bunch too.
So
Hopefully
many.
they're within the time frame.
Because I got that collection that we bought. A lot of it is 50% or 66% het clown, and they're all like het lav pied, 66% het clown. So like, I I need to know because
Right, yeah.
And I have the one female that I'm breeding this year. I was gonna send her shed out, but now I'm kind of like, do I just want to find out and like be surprised?
Yeah, but
That's
either
good,
way,
like,
any clowns?
it might not hit. You know,
Yeah.
depending on what gene you're talking about. If it's a a head, it could you could just miss it, and it could be 100%. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'd pair and send the shed. I have one they've already locked, so I'm not even gonna bother, and I have got better stuff down the pipeline. So I'll just make double het hypoclons later.
Let me see if I can get her out.
We're gonna go back on the carpet train quick. This is my holdback male.
Oh wow.
And they're like,
Gosh, carpets are pretty.
and he's still got to go through his color change, but all that blushing area that the camera's not picking up because of my shirt and this orange fence. But all that blushing area that you're seeing in between the big tan blotches, that's going to be what I always get all wound up about it with the tipping. That's going to be yellow
Okay.
scales with black outlines.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I really wish StreamYard will let you get into your webcam and tinker with everything
Yeah.
instead of just being like, okay, here's
Here's your
720p, and we're gonna adjust based on your light settings. It's like, no, I want to dial in certain colors.
But he's starting to get his yellows. But he's also, which I've never really seen before, but his head, it's not going to show it up. But his head, if you go onto my channel and look at the short that I just posted with him, you can see that his head's getting tipping, which I've never seen before.
Ooh.
So they're just jungle carpets.
Yeah,
Is there a plan to add more of what's been proven out in carpets where it works to your projects?
Really, I'm just gonna try to line breed either to make something that's completely all tipped out or something that's all black. In
Okay.
all honesty,
Ooh.
I am working on getting a jungle jag female, so I'll be doing jungle jags. So that'll be like intense high yellow stuff. But other than that, I'm just gonna basically keep everything pure for the most part. I'm gonna get a pair of gelatins, which they're kind of like a natural exantic.
Right.
Working
I know-
on getting a pair. Working on getting some ivory jungles, which they're like black and white. Like, they make exantic look bad.
I forget what it's either a locale or two morphs together. There's one that like doesn't work. It gives you a wobble.
oh well, the Jags have a wobble. Jags are like spiders in carpets.
Right, but I thought that was only if you paired it to a certain other line
No.
combo thing.
No,
Or is it jag
if you
to
pair
jag?
a jag to a jag, you'll get dead babies.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, the jag gene is spider in a carpet.
This is that female that I'm pairing to the lavender. Don't mind her stuck shed. She doesn't let me near her head, but she's
Wow.
Enchi, leopard, yellow belly, black head, 100% het pied, 66% het clown.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
She came from that collection buyout, and I guess she was a Canova animal. And the guy
That's
saw
nice.
her. Oh, come on. Let go. 'Cause she's got a nice ringer.
yeah. I saw that. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, this is the sister to that other lace boy. This is just
Ooh.
pewter leopard lace
Yeah, I was gonna say there's definitely pewter in there.
that proved to not be yellow belly.
So all
That is really
there's like
pretty.
no really yellow in there, right?
No, dude, she's like exantic. Like, she looks
That is
visual
really pretty.
exantic, basically. She's just grayscaled the whole way. She's also a ninja, so I don't trust her worth a damn.
No, honest to God, like I even got a hold of John and Christine. Before after she did it twice, I said, "Hey," I said, "What the hell's this shit?"
Get in the tub. I just gave him a hard time because I didn't really care. But it was funny. Like, she acts all like she's your friend, and she'll start rubbing her head up against your arm or hand or whatever. So you don't really think anything of it. Next thing you know, the little sucker opens her mouth and she clamps down on you. Like, she just bites you for the hell of it. It's like, whoa, 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 what the hell's this crap? So after she did it the first time, I know, of course I'm going to remember the behavior that she did. So she was doing the same thing a couple days later. And I was watching her. I was letting her do her thing. And the second she stopped moving her head and she just had it angled like she did the last time, that mouth started opening, and I just pulled my hand away. I said, you ain't doing this shit again.
I've never had one quite be as sneaky as that.
Yeah, like, that was
That
the
is
first time,
sneaky,
dude.
though.
Like, well, I had this sucker try doing that same thing the other night. I was getting him out, and he was acting all normal, and he just cocked his head up against my wrist, and I thought, shit. We ain't playing this game. And right as I moved my hand away, his mouth opened up. Like, what the hell's up with the ninja snakes?
Come on, get off. I don't like that you have stuck shed.
That's funny. Yeah, I remember you talking about that at I think, yeah, that was at Nathan's where we were talking about all of our bite stories.
Yeah. I was like, none of my snakes that I have. Oh wait, all right. None of my snakes that I have hatched have really been jerks. Okay, they've all been like decent, but every once in a while I get one from somebody and they act all nice and fine and dandy, but they're secretly a jerk inside.
Oh, that's my blackhead yellow belly from Chris. The thing, if I'm quick enough to pull it out before it realizes what's going on, it's not going to strike at me. But if I'm slow at pulling the tub out, it's like, get away. It's like, now ball python, but bluff strikes or whatnot aren't terrible, but it's just annoying.
Well, I like getting everybody at work always goes, does it hurt getting bit by your snakes? It's like, well, no. So it's more of a nuisance because you bleed like crazy over nothing.
Yeah.
It's like I'd rather be bit by a snake than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, my dog's gonna hurt a heck of a lot more. The snake's more annoying, and if it's my blood python, it's just like now it's like times the normal ball python bite, by like 5 or 6 before I can get him out, put away.
Here you go, Lauren. Spider, 66% double head exanthic clown.
Oof. That's nice.
Male.
That is really nice. I have a couple of double hets. I have an Enchi double het exanthic clown and just a normal pastel double het exanthic clown that I'm raising up, and a banana male that's double het. Just getting them up there. That was my last clutch from 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. You're on the move today, ma'am.
Well, that whole clutch, it was 4 eggs. I was going for the exanthic clown. It was double het to double het. And the whole clutch hit spider and not one visual exanthic or clown. But this guy, another spider double, 66% double het, but he's got paradoxing out the ass.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
he does.
There. And there's like 2 spots there. Trying to. There's a spot there. Spot on it. If I can figure out how to move on camera here.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
that's
just got
pretty
spots
cool.
all over the place.
That's really cool.
So it's one of those things. It's like, well, will he prove it to be head exanthic or what? I mean, I never produced something that was paradox like that. Not at least not that many.
He's got a lot.
Yeah, I mean, my champagne is throwing some to his offspring, where it's like, what the heck is that? Like that shouldn't be, there in that pairing. But I haven't produced anything from his offspring, so I don't know if that's just something that, like a birthmark, if you will, that carries on.
Yeah.
Because I reproduced him, I have the same thing, that he sired, and it has a similar, black splotchy thing in the same spot. So we'll see. But it's cool. I mean, the one I produced that Ozek has, the champagne hide, looks awesome. I got to get an update picture, but she should be here next weekend to pick up rats. So.
What do you got going on?
This is one that this is one of the ones that tricked me. I thought I nailed the freaking killer zebra. It's just killer bee. But there again, 66%. I think. Is this one a female? Yeah, this one's a female.
Ooh.
Actually, one of those spiders double hets was a female too. The first one that I showed, that was female.
Now the male and the one where was the male sire, or no, yeah, same thing. In that clutch with all the spiders, was spider on the male side.
Yeah.
So I think when it's on the female side, it doesn't throw as hard.
Oh, he produced the clutch that gave me the visual zebra bees, or the visual exantics, and only 2 came out with spider. Or wait, 3 came out with spider. Because there's a bumblebee double het, or het exanthic 50% het clown yet too. So I mean, I think it's just luck, dude. I don't think there's like any way to definitely determine it.
Well, I mean, I'll let you know because I have another spider pairing this year. But the champagne male definitely threw heavy. And we only hit 1 spider out of the 3 viable eggs in that clutch, but the puma might have been a spider as well, but it wasn't developed enough to see it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you. That clutch was kind of a disaster for you.
Oh my god. 7 eggs. Oh, now we're down to 3. Now, well, this one's probably dead, so we're not even gonna bother, sharing that with the world. That was I think that was a pastel spider, and then we lost a yellow belly pastel, and then whatever the puma was. And I was ready to throw everything away then, and then I essentially the same thing happened with the next clutch, but I wound up with 4 viable snakes.
Yes, here's the. Yeah, this is the bumblebee. That's het exanthic pos het clown.
Nice and clean.
Yeah. Seems rather stable too, which is nice.
He's not bad. I haven't really done anything really worked with him a whole lot to say, oh yeah, he's the most stable thing out there. But with what I've done with him, I mean, he seems fairly stable.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen worse.
He's not corkscrewing at the moment, at least, anyway. Yeah. That's normal.
Even when they're, they do have a little bit of one. They're still kind of derpy. But as long as they do all the things they're supposed to do as snakes, who cares?
Yeah.
But I do think if that whole complex did not have that issue, the price point would be through the dang roof.
Well, yeah.
Oh, it would be. I mean, look at one point they were at the top of the game.
Well, and then we found the issue. Or it
Well, it's not
presented
that
it.
we found it. Then someone just started making a big deal about it and made a whole bunch of misinformed.
Which is
Yeah, I
crazy
mean,
because
there's-
they don't do that with like champagne and spot nose and
Yeah,
They do.
I've seen
They
some
can.
spot notes that wobble like crazy too, and they're not supers.
Yeah, but Spider's the one that gets the bad rap, but Champagne
yeah.
can do it. So anything in that, Woma, Hidden Gene, Woma, like a Powerball Super Spot Nose that can do it. And there's certain other ones where you
super
kind
spot
of
knows that
negate
wobbles
it.
like
but it still is present in the spider. Like a blackhead spider might not have a wobble, but anything that blackhead spider produces, that spider can still have it. It's a
Yeah.
really, and it's not like we're intentionally, breeding a champagne to a spider. We all know that that's bad, or whatever we know now that is bad.
Mhm.
We're not doing that. It's sort of a byproduct that happens, but. I had a whole clutch without anything with a known genetic issue, and I had forced 3 snakes that were kinked to all get out.
Well, I had that one this year that the thing was like fused down the middle of it. Like I never saw something like that.
And it's like that stuff can happen with anything. We saw KG do it with a confusion clown. I don't know, something crazy, and it was zigzags, and there was nothing in that entire pairing that would have suggested that sort of scary thing. So
Yeah, I had this last Xanthic clutch that I had one that came out all kinked, and there's nothing in that pairing that should have caused it. It was just a genetic whoops.
yep, and it happens.
Yep.
What and it's stuff that we'll never know. Like, was that the last one in the line of follicles that got fertilized? What was it in the wrong part of the incubator when the temperature change happened? Like, you never know. It's nature. Ooh. Okay, I like that.
All he is just GHI.
Yeah, but I do like.
Gotta have it.
Yeah, and I just got it. Yeah, but I do like what it does. Pattern wise.
I had somebody message me on Morphborg. It really pissed me off because it's like, all right, awesome, I'm gonna move him, and they sent me their zip code, and they're in Colorado. And it's, like I had the snake on Morphborg for like $75. Shipping was like $80. So it's like, well, I guess
Do you have anything else to make shipping worthwhile? Or are you interested in anything else on the other side? Because that's my issue with some of this stuff. It's like the shipping's gonna, and I'm not eating free ship. I'm not gonna lose money on shipping.
Oh no. Like I'll eat like if it's like $82 for shipping, I'll draw. I'll make it in even 80.
Right, right. But you're not gonna ship out You're not gonna get paid $75 and offer free shipping on when the shipping's $80 and you.
Oh hell no!
Lost.
Yeah,
You're
no,
gonna be
no.
like,
I'm
hey,
not putting myself negative moving out.
let's find a number that works where I'm okay eating either some of what I was selling the snake for, but I don't want to lose out on any. I don't want to give it away. And
Right.
I mean, I've done that where it's like, yeah, it's shipping, but I got to credit somewhere else. So
For some of this stuff, I mean,
it's like,
for me anyway, some of this stuff, it's like I listed it just because I've heard of dumber things happening with people liking something that much that they don't care what the shipping is, they just like it, they want it.
Yeah.
But a lot of this stuff, I mean, it's more show stuff. Take it to a show, sell it at a really good price, and move.
Yep. And that's like in a month. Hopefully,
Yeah, Gettysburg's like 3 weeks.
it's
4
sooner.
weeks.
My stuff, I don't think I'm gonna have these hatchlings ready. So now I'm down to an embarrassingly low amount of animals and some, at least that I hatchling wise or smaller snakes and some breeders. I may have 5 snakes there. So
Well, I mean, hey, I've been there. Hit Phil up, dude. Tell Phil you need snakes. I'm sure Phil's got enough. He can hook you up with something to put on.
well, no, I mean, Brad and I are sharing a table with Chris. One of his. We
Oh,
were going to
okay.
buy it, but my season sort of took a turn to not having much. Because I had inquired about it before, my snakes hatched. Like, hey, I should have, enough. We should
Well,
have enough
plus
to do
it's-
a table, and it didn't happen.
The show's
so.
sold out too.
Right. So we were buying from Chris initially, and then when I was going down to Charlie's with him, I told him like, hey, look, here's what's going on. I don't think I'll have that much. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, you can just sell under my thing. I'll take up part of your table, more or less. But I think we're still going to pay him to try to reserve that, a spot.
See, that's probably about the only way you're going to get in at this point.
Yeah, just to give him money to sort
Apparently
of
a
keep
lot
the
of
table.
I was talking to Joe on Friday, and he said that
It's hard to get in.
Oh, it is, yeah. I mean, he said that, like, if it's not sold out the day of the show, the next day it's sold out.
Yeah, well, he said at your place they're sold out till next year at least. So we'll see. I mean, if I move these breeder-sized girls now, I'm gonna have like 2 snakes. So I'll be talking about red line shipping and the chipper.
Black pastel.
Cinnamon, Het DG.
Cinnamon.
Female, too.
Ooh.
And she is available.
Cinnamon, what? Sorry.
Cinnamon Het DG female.
I wish I had DG. It really
I see
like
how
visual.
See, you see how nice that looks like that. Now let me show you what she looks like 3 years later. Because she doesn't get worse looking, I'll tell you that much.
Ooh, yeah.
If anything, she actually gets a little bit better. So I produced this girl my first season. And she should be breeding this season.
That's really nice.
God, Stop.
Come on, Kent, spend some of that moldy money.
What money?
Spend some of that moldy money.
I gotta sell snakes and stuff to spend more money.
Just work some overtime.
I don't get overtime.
What?
I am what they call exempt, which I
No
don't like.
such.
Not in the sector you work in, but in my sector there totally is. But I get comp time, so they don't pay me, but I get like future time off, which I got my whole vacation on this year because I had some lingering from a couple of years ago, which was nice. Lauren's got something bright.
Monarch.
You know how we were talking about GHI, Mojaves, and bananas and stuff?
Yeah, throw that in there. That Monarch.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones I've seen I like, but I think I'm already pot committed to Ultramel.
See, I don't think there's a fight because they're both so different. You know.
Until somebody proves they're the same.
Well, once they do that, then I'll stop arguing my point there. But
Well, the Monarch people will come down to reality. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely when there's nothing really else involved, it's a different color palette.
Yeah. Ooh, that is really pretty.
Pastel GHI Mojave banana female.
Those purples. Ooh.
Yeah, she's kind of like a pinky lavender color.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. It's like almost gray.
Now I produced, again, the same thing basically. My first season only,
Oh my God.
I held that one back, obviously. But she's still very pinky purple lavender color. And she never
Can I
lost
take you
any
out
of
without you
her
killing me?
color or anything.
You're gonna eat me. Can I take you out? You're gonna eat me. Come here.
Mm,
Come here.
Pastel GHI banana.
You got some
Female.
on you.
see, like pastel looks good and stuff. Can't really tell that it's in there, but it is.
So if you see the head, the top of the head's like almost white.
Yeah, and it's got the little eye stripe. Does it have the bluish eyes, greenish eyes?
Kent, I'm partially colorblind,
I
dude.
know. I'm the wrong person to ask. It's just normally what I ask when people are trying to ID pastel.
I don't trust you.
Well, see if
This is my I don't trust me snake.
well, we got you them glasses, Jeremy. It didn't work.
Yeah, they didn't work though. That's the problem. They screwed me up even more.
She's an ivory paint, and I don't trust her.
Hey, but at
Pastel
least
ivory
it's
paint.
a paint. Let's see. Let's see something.
That's the one that comes flying out and tries to eat me every single time I open her tub. Her and the double head SK, Xanthic, and clowns. Whoops.
I think this is the male, yeah. This is Pastavi banana female maker.
It's always
Ooh.
good.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that now.
Let me see. Oh, you want to eat me too. Why do you all want to eat me?
See, we all say that, but I've never had a food bite ever.
I
Knocks-
have
knocks on all wood.
once.
Not at least not from a ball python.
Can I see you? Don't eat me.
Male leopard het DG.
Ooh.
He's got a ringer or tracks.
No tracks or anything.
Maybe you'll get lucky like Aaron when he popped out that DG pied. Or was it a leopard DG pied or whatever the hell it was? That's crazy.
Nice low white mahogany pied.
Oh, I like that. Got that,
Don't bite me.
got that low white.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the Oreo pieds, and Justin Kabilka seems to think that if you add enchi to it, it'll add more pattern. But I think that'll brighten them up too when you're trying to add the darkness to them to make them look more like panda pieds. So I'm trying to find pieds that are high pattern, and hopefully that'll genetically transfer to the babies to add more pattern instead of adding like enchi, which could potentially brighten the blacks, which I don't want.
Yeah, whenever like for me, like I have the potential, spider complex, pies. It's like, well, what can I throw into what else is going to bring in pattern back to the so it's not just a head stamp and a white snake.
Mm-hmm.
Another leopard male het DG. But his back, like he's got a solid.
Yeah, I mean
Wow.
that leopard looks a heck of a lot different than the one you just showed. I like it. That's why I like leopard, which is why I might not let these leopard pastels I hatched out because they're both girls. I might not let them go.
I know
Every
the
other
cute,
hatchling, $50, just take them.
like leopard's one of those things where it's probably one of my favorite genes.
It works in a lot of things, and also can sometimes secretly bring along hide with it.
See, I'm not fortunate enough to have that kind of luck, though, Ken.
Hey, you take enough shots, eventually your luck will catch up. But you also might have the most shots taken.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Who's people that have the most missed, goals, things like that? Wayne Gretzky, most missed baskets. Michael Jordan. Like, there's people that have, a significant amount of misses for the amount of times they actually hit, and they are, what we call to be like the best of the best.
Yeah.
Type of thing, right? I like that.
Just pastel leopard het DG male. Like, all I needed was a freaking female. Leopard something female het DG. And every leopard was male. Every freaking leopard.
Yeah, I had the opposite. All my leopard stuff this year was female, which is nice.
And you're in shed. The chat's like dead.
I know. Everybody's disappearing. It's not like we're not showing off snakes.
Well,
How many people are even in here?
One.
One. Ken,
Well,
are you watching us?
no, but I was in there, so that's probably when it was 2, because I was checking to see what happened with the chat. Oh, and I actually got the black and yellow belly out because she knocked her water over, and I don't have anything. But she annoyed me.
Her
But yeah,
sides
she's
are
really
really
kinda-
pretty.
Feisty, but you go back in. No, I'm not.
Lives
I'm not
are
gonna get
hit
down
and
and
miss
put like
now.
water from my own water bottle in there. It's the only thing that's close. But
Damn.
I have to get the
Bite me.
See what's not going to eat me. I have these like plumbing end caps. It doesn't have a freeze. Yeah, there we go. So I've got these things, and everything for the most part that has a water bowl in it, so I can just drop the deli cup in. But I don't have enough for these new ones because I always buy them out at Home Depot.
Victory Lane's here.
I'm here just working, replacing a roof. Oh, getting the listen in.
This is that GHI Lesser Spot Nose Yellow Belly Het Ultramel.
Oh,
Oh, that's pretty.
I love what her sides are doing. Getting dark here. She was sold as a Pos Yellow Belly, but after she shed a few times and I saw that, I'm like, nah, man, she's totally. She screams Yellow Belly.
so after all that, you still got rid of the visual male?
I got rid of my visual male just because I wanted something more powerful to put into her. And she's got time still, like she's
Yeah.
only this. So
Oh, I mean, next year I might have something with a couple codoms and had some pause hats.
Pewter leopard with a semi-ringer for you, Kent.
Okay.
Het DG male. If this guy doesn't go, he might replace the pewter leopard het DG male that I already have that's breeder size. Just because his pattern's cooler and he's a lot darker.
I mean, that back end right where you just put your hand, holy crap.
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Like the leopard line that I have, it throws some really beautiful stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, that's one thing I like what Babu has said is like, you're your best customer. So whatever you have, like, it might not be the best genetically, but if it looks good, right, to the eye, like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe hold that back. Or at least, don't sell it right away.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I held so much stuff back throughout time, and I'm now getting to that point where I'm starting to rethink things a little bit. Like
Yep.
that pastel het DG female that I have, that I showed off in comparison between the two pastels. The not so pretty one is just the pastel het DG. I might be taking her to Gettysburg with me,
Yeah.
just because I've got the double het version. So what do I really need the other, just the single het? Because I mean, they're almost the same size as her, which is odd because she eats really good too, but the other ones are growing faster. So it's like, is it a really smart move to keep her when the other ones are more powerful and better looking?
Right. Because if they, I don't want to say if they are better looking, they're going to make better looking babies, because we all know that's not really accurate. But if there are
it's
certain
not fully
traits,
accurate, but it is true. I mean, you're passing on a better looking.
right, you have a better
better
chance
genetics.
than you would of a dookie looking pastel compared to a nicer yellow, not as browned out adult pastel.
Yeah.
Dookie looking one.
Now, this guy I'm letting up for grabs. He's going to Gettysburg, which this is hard to let go. But this is that Bumblebee clown that does carry that really nice line of pastel that I have.
Oh, why you?
So,
They didn't have spider. It's a good looking snake. It might sell.
dude, that line of pastel, for anybody that watches the channel, having that line of pastel, I think, is worth having the spider in there. Because it's well worth its weight in gold, in my opinion.
Or it can go to somebody as a badass pet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you figure, he's sired several clutches for me, so he knows what he's doing. He's proven. Makes good babies that don't wobble like crazy.
Yeah, and like for me, I think my oldest snake's like 6 years old right now. Maybe 7. I mean, so that's these things are going to live a lot longer after I'm done and the next person's done. If they choose to breed them, they're still going to get a couple more years out of their lifespan to go chill somewhere.
Here. Now, granted, this is double het, Exantic Clown, but this is that pastel by itself.
Oof. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and that's big and still yellow, which is
She's 3 years old.
so that's breeder size, still that yellow.
Yep. She's given me one clutch so far, which was a chance of the visual Exantic Clowns.
Yeah,
So
that's-
breeder size, and she's still this bright and vibrant.
Yeah, that's a really nice line.
I mean, my super pastel. I mean, that's essentially what that single line or single gene pastel is doing,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy. And this one is a known it has to be super. And this one's even got more browning out or pixelation up here. That's kind of cool. Somebody buy this from me at Gettysburg.
Well, like, I had a talk with Nathan about it. I was like, dude, it's like, I know, like, okay, yeah, it's just pastel, whoop-de-doo. I was like, but at the same token, I didn't want to let the male that has that go, and then someone else be able to market this really nice line of pastel. But it's kind of like, I've got my use out of him.
Right.
I don't
but I mean,
really... Like, he's an extra mouth to feed at this point.
yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
Because
you know what? I was gonna offer this one up for sale. This is the one I produced, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna be prove het pied, and her pattern's now starting to look a little cooler. Got some hooks in the alien heads. She doesn't look too terrible for a pastel though, so she might stay, just because she's a posset.
This is that pewter leopard het DG male that if the little one doesn't sell, might be replacing.
You know, and I keep all these pastels, and the odd chance that somehow I brought puzzle in, and I didn't know it. That's a joke and a real hope, or you bring a special and somehow you hit monsoons and things like that. That's nice.
That's really nice. Is that just a pastel, or is that pastel leopard? 'Cause it's got really nice.
Did we lose Jeremy's sound?
We might have lost his audio.
I think we.
Nope.
It's Mike. There's no light on it. You're muted now. Actually, on your
Hang on.
screen, you're muted.
There we go.
There we go. That's
Dude,
a
I
quicker
don't
fix than
know
you can
what
leave
the
it
hell
coming
it is.
back.
Yeah, did you have a snake boop your power button on the mic?
No, I don't even know where the power button is on the mic.
I don't think it's got a power
You're
button.
talking.
Yeah, there's no power button to the mic. Just
Weird.
plug it in and there will be light, basically.
So, what was that? Leopard pastel what? Or something else?
That's just pastel leopard het DG.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, they had a really cool pattern.
Yeah, it did.
Those other babies I was showing off, the pastel leopards, it was the same pairing.
Okay.
So
Interesting how it looks different in the babies than it did there.
No, you did.
Leopard's
Why would
weird.
you do that?
this guy's gonna be going up for grabs too after this season. Once that other GHI male gets up to size. This is just GHI Mojave, but he's like completely patternless on the sides.
Dude, how big is that snake?
Like, you mean weight wise?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, Jeremy's not a tiny person. So I mean,
you
that-
trying to say I'm fluffy, Ken?
no. I mean, no. Jeremy's got like at least a head and a half on me, and he's holding that snake like I hold a freaking like hatchling.
He's 1370.
Oh my, yeah, he's a big boy.
Hi, Hadley. What are you doing, sweetie?
This is that pastel Enchi double het Exanthic clown from the first clutch that female had.
Nice.
And she's actually
Oh,
nice
okay.
and bright too.
Yeah, that is nice.
This is the snake that made me go, wait, is she Enchi? And turns out she is.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mardi Gras.
Woohoo.
This guy was
Forget you have
paired. This guy was paired to my pastel Exanthic up until the Batman finally figured out what he was supposed to do. So we could get some asphalt yellow belly stuff maybe, but hopefully the Batman is the one that takes it. What are you doing, sweetie? We're going to have to go up and fill up these water jugs. This is the one
Yeah,
bad thing.
One thing where I wish I mean I do have a sink in my reptile room, if you will, or two. There's one in the kitchen, one in the bathroom, but I wish I had water like right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish I did too. And maybe when I do the other half of the basement or the other quarter of the basement.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to just move it over, like wherever your shop sink is.
Well, I don't have a shop sink though. That's the thing. Like I had to do a whole new thing.
Well, I mean, your ceiling's not finished though, right? Well, I mean, it's in the room you're in, and you have the drop ceiling, but on the other side, you can see where you can tie in, right?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be too difficult then.
No, but I'd have to do it over here because then I gotta tie the water into the out pipe.
Yeah, or you can just run into your sump.
I could do that, I guess.
My parents have it that way. And then, of course,
That is clean.
something happened to their pipe and it went all over the floor, not into the sump.
Chocolate triple het, DG Hypo Clown, female.
Woo.
Which it sucks because I had the corresponding male, so it would have been super chocolates going for this year. But he died out of nowhere for no reason. So that was a hard hit. Because I have her and then I've got a normal female that's triple het as well for the same thing.
Well, I mean, couldn't you get like a chocolate hypo hat, pause hat, and test for a male? Or even, I mean, males are cheaper, but if you throw in that pause hat individual, I mean, you might be able to get a jump.
I mean, you could. What I just decided to do is I'm going to keep an eye on the follicles, and maybe I'll just make a couple really good strategic locks with the Batman and go that way with it.
Visual clowns and test, and then, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you'd hit the visual clown and then, test for the other two.
I mean, it's still,
Or
I'm
I've got
still
the
in
visual DG male, I could, do that and test for hypo and clown. It's just kind of.
Which way do you want to go?
Yeah. I've got that GHI. Granted, it's got to, get up the size, and he won't be ready till next year. A GHI Mojave Leopard double het, but then I'd only have to test for DG. There's a whole bunch of different avenues I can take. I just got to wait and see what hand I'm dealt first and go from there.
Yeah, what you produce and what you can buy and what's available, what project tanks that you can add in. So I think hypo is going to start creeping back up because DG is now, at least for like smaller breeders, it's not as complicated for hypo as it is with DG. And now if you're doing head to head, it's almost not worth it.
Well, as far as DG goes, I think lace is going to be more what everybody goes after as opposed to DG.
I mean, anything that produces a similar snake without the effort and I had a head to head or a head to a visual and it didn't.
Exactly.
Anything.
You're getting, with the single form of it, you're still getting visual results. So,
right.
In that aspect, it's a little bit nicer of a project to work with.
Yeah, I think the beef with DG is the fact we're all trying to do head to heads or visual to heads. We'll just get the two visuals and you won't have a problem. If I get a proven DG male and a proven DG female, I won't have a problem making DGs. I mean, that's expensive, but yeah.
I'd never heard of anybody not producing, Desert Ghosts out of a visual to a visual pairing until this whole
there was
shenanigans came up.
There were like 2 or 3.
I think it's super rare, but everybody blew it out of proportion.
But I mean, I think the
interesting
big issue is the head-to-head, where you might not have the right combination of polygenetics to make a visual.
Well, I heard some interesting thoughts as to why everything got so blown out of proportion. Now, whether or not they're correct,
everybody overreacted. some of us overreacted to get views on YouTube, and this guy.
Well, a lot of people overreacted, yes, but the market's controlled by basically
one, max maybe two people, basically. And if that one person isn't on top of the game and they're actually playing catch up, what are you going to do if you still want to remain at the top of the thing, at the top of the pyramid?
I mean, I've seen stuff on.
You're going to over exaggerate something and basically cause a scare, which is going to cause something to tank. And it'll then get switched over to something where you're still at the top of the game.
Or is it, this got insanely popular. Now I'm working even harder, but everybody else got out of it. The sky is falling, so we all stop pairing, but the big guys didn't stop pairing.
The big guys didn't.
There's a certain I'm saying this, but I don't actually truly believe it. I'm just saying, we're looking at these trends, and you should probably pair less. But meanwhile, I'm not changing what I'm doing, but you guys are all selling all that stuff out. So if I was a mid-level breeder and the DG stuff scared me and I sold out of it, now I'm no longer competing with anybody with DG.
Yeah. There's a few ways to look at it. It's one of those. It's a conspiracy theory ordeal.
That's our whole group.
I'll be right back. I gotta go up and fill up water jugs. So I'll be a couple minutes. I got like 4 gallons worth. That should be enough to do it.
See, that's why you just get the Lowe's bucket, and now you got everything.
But I can't keep the Lowe's bucket in the fridge to make it nice and cold for them. I'll be back.
You did say that, right? They like they're nice and cold ice water.
Them bougie snakes.
Dude, I don't put cool water in, right? Because if I splash my snake, they don't like that. They're cold blooded. And I don't really think room temperature water like I have it is going to be any different than straight out the tap. It might actually be better if I have it sitting out in that 5-gallon bucket, because anything that's in there, impurities, things like that, tend to evaporate. Like chlorine, things like that. Anything that, if you have city water, unless you can treat it or filter it, if you leave it out, let it evaporate off, it's better. If you actually have really hard water, like the swimming pool, if you drink it, get distilled water. If I owned this place, I'd have a RODI system, because it is I have fish, so it's a pain in the butt to get nice water for them. But having that reverse osmosis filtration, it gives you really, really nice water, regardless of the source.
Yeah, we usually have to go to Walmart to get our reverse osmosis water for our saltwater tank.
Oh my god! When I had mine, it was and mine was 5 gallons, so just getting the parameters, keeping them in check. And I had that clownfish for and the coral's going for 2.5 years. I went on vacation. Something got stuck in the impeller and the filter. And within a day or two, I didn't notice the first day. Day 2, I'm there, because it's got the natural algae and all that stuff growing, so it's not really clear. But I noticed the water's really cloudy, and the filtration had stopped. And when you only have 5 gallons of water, and snails, fish, and all sorts of things making nasty, if that thing stops, it killed the tank, and it's one little piece of whatever stop that impeller and stop the filtration. It was just with a bigger tank, you have a couple days before you really okay, I got to fix that, or have more filters, things like that, so you have a backup. But with something so small, it's just one hiccup and your whole tank gets destroyed.
Yeah, saltwater tanks are very unforgiving sometimes.
We can get them established though, and the bigger they are, the easier, the more forgiveness you have. I had in my freshwater, I had no clue what kind of algae it was. It's something because it's in with my turtle now, and I can't figure out how to get rid of it. But in my 36 bow front that I have, I added in catfish and or 2 catfish. It's spotless. And all the stuff has been shared between the 2 tanks. Even like I cleaned the stuff that's in with the turtle, but it's still that damn green algae, but not in the fish tank anymore. So it's he's only like that big, so eventually he's going to move over to a bigger enclosure where I'm not going to move the stuff with him because I don't need that natural bacteria like you do for a fish tank. I can just start fresh and then maybe get some things that he's not going to eat that are going to help clean up that larger enclosure. We'll see.
That's pretty cool.
He might die before then. I don't know. I've got a couple of years since he was thrust upon me by a friend. I don't like having stuff that's native. But they are invasive. So the second he was plucked, he wasn't going back. Or she. I'm hoping it's a he because they say smaller. But I got to see if it holds water, but next to me, I got a 55. And if it's a male, it can stay there, and then I'll have the canister filters and then a turtle dock up top that it can go up on and bask, and that whole thing will be full. So we'll see. And like I said, there's some time before it gets that size. But I'm not losing any footprints for adding animals. But I have to go down to my crawl space to see where the supports run. If they're running this way, then it's great. That means I can put however much 55 gallons of water weighs there. But if they're running this way, that's bad. Unless I'm like on 2 beams. Because then it might fall through my floor.
Yeah, that would be something to be avoided.
Yeah, so at some point I have to crawl down in the crawl space and see, because I don't want that to happen. I know where I have my other fish tank, it's supported. It's on the end of the building, so there's something there. Welcome back. We were talking about fish and turtles and whatnot.
Oh, that's completely out of my realm. I like to eat fish.
I like to eat fish and turtles.
Can't say I've ever eaten a turtle.
Yeah, I feel like if I can get something that the turtle's not going to bother, that's going to be like a tank cleaner, great. And so what fish is this thing not going to eat? So whatever that is, I'll throw them in there eventually. See, hopefully it'll be cool.
Get my chair over here.
How many clutches are you guys hoping to get for next season, for 24 season?
For me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
6.
7.
Okay.
6. If I can't sell these breeder size ones, it's going to be like 11 that I'm shooting for, hoping to hit like the ones I want to hit. The other ones I don't. If they happen, they're going to be at something.
Because I'm looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Well, moving on up.
1,
And I don't know what other.
21, 20, 22. 22, 23, somewhere in there is what I'm pairing anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, as far as clutch wise, what are you hoping to hit?
I'd like them all to go because I've ultrasounded them all, so I know they've got follicles.
Jeremy, I need more hashing racks, guys.
Yeah. Well, see,
He's,
that's
he's gonna have the
everything's
heater on and
spaced
just little six quart tubs stacked on top of each other like Chris.
Well, see, everything's spaced out though. Like that's the nice thing. You gotta remember, like for however it happened, I technically now breed all year long.
Right, but at the same time, when one girl, oh, I've got follicles. Okay, I'm gonna develop quicker than the rest of them, and now I'm early.
Now,
Uh,
trust me, there's always that risk. I mean,
um,
the pastel Xanthic girl that's going to the Batman, when I threw the ultrasound at her, she had, I think, 12 follicles. And she was at like 20 mils a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, maybe.
did you have one you
about a
think
month
you could?
ago.
You said could double clutch this year.
What's that?
I thought you had one that went really early, or the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think it was my Xanthic girl basically double clutched. She was laid before her yearly due was up. Or wait,
Wow.
no, it wasn't. Oh wait, which female was that? There was one that double clutched basically. She was laid 2 times within a year span.
That's kind of crazy.
I can't remember which one it was though. It might have been the pewter leopard girl. I'm almost thinking
Because there was one
she's
where,
played every year.
where it was just the timing.
And like the pastel Xanthic girl, she should, if she stays on her schedule, she should ovulate in November. So she's like right on track basically.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the normal Xanthic female, she laid a nice clutch the first year. The second year she took off, and then she laid a, what was it? 8 or 9 egg. What was it? 7? I can't remember how many eggs she laid this season. But she's also she's getting up there with follicle size and everything too. And this is her. This is just the regular Xanthic. She would unravel here.
She's nice.
Man, she's got great
I love
color.
anything Xanthic.
For just a normal Xanthic, she looks really good.
Yeah.
So hopefully she doesn't skip this year because I'll be slightly pissed. Because I want those 2 clutches of Batman makers.
You and your Batmans.
Dude, have you seen the Xanthic Batman? Have you seen it?
It's sick.
The thing looks amazing. I'll even take. Hold on. And finally got up the level. Actually, kind of scared me too.
Just move the float up higher.
Well, it is up pretty high.
Actually, in that room, I probably wanted it a bit lower, so it's constantly draining, not ever gonna back up in there.
See, now here, this is the big pastel Xanthic girl.
She is a big girl. Woo.
But they're like you were saying with yours on how with the high white sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I dig that a lot with TSK. I don't see that as much in the other lines. Like the pixelation that they get.
Yeah. And you figure, I mean, he was a virgin up until last year.
I knew there was gonna be one, at least one in the chat that was gonna bring up one of the lines. Like everybody else in our group chat is working VPI or MJ.
Oh.
Nobody works that 4th one. Sorry to whoever has the 4th one.
She's due to lay like in 3 days, so I'm just gonna let her be.
Yeah.
Because that'll be clutch 8, and that'll either be Because the Batman was in there with her, but I never saw any locks. So there's either Batman making stuff with her, or the Bumblebee double-head Xanthic Clown got her. So there could be visual, like OD, zebra bees, possible.
Oof.
Wow. I just need more Xanthic stuff. Just then send the test off to Charlie, find the heck clown, and keep the heck clown stuff.
Yeah. I think that's
Like, I don't. In all reality, like eventually, I just want everything to be Xanthic in here. Like eventually, everything that's not black and white will be phased out of here.
see, and then we can take an Ultramel something to your Xanthic something and really mess with everything.
Dude, I don't even know what the hell that would even do.
I don't even know why you would do that.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I would like.
I mean, just to see. I mean, I'm sure somebody's like I've seen it. Like somebody made an Ultramel albino. I don't know why you would do that.
I
Well,
think
that's like the
somebody gave us,
bananas, though, too.
An Xanthic
People-
monarch. Somebody over in Europe, I think.
Like, but I
I've
don't know,
never heard.
why are you
of it.
putting together different forms of lax of melon, whatever stuff that produces pigment
Yeah.
to something that so you have Xanthic that's on the far end. So we're gonna go somewhere in the middle and then combine the two and be like in between.
For monarch, I could kind of see it just because there is a pattern change, but with like Ultramel, it's like why?
Right. It's like taking a T positive blood python to a T negative. Why?
Oh. Man, I hate it when people ask me this. Now I gotta look it up.
Are they buying something? Oh, speaking of-
No, my guess for tonight. All right, it's just an hour difference.
Checks Morph Market. No more. No more. No messages. I hate that. My one snake is that two people inquire, and I'm just about to take him down.
No, Matt from Olympus, he's my guest tonight again. And he asked me what time is my show in Central Time. And it's like
7.
well, one, I didn't know off the top of my head, so I had to look it up. But two, it's like if I have like, why can't you just like look it up yourself? Like, put her big boy pants on, and
I mean, shouldn't it
Don't
default
know.
when he goes to look it up the show on your YouTube channel? Shouldn't it default to his time zone?
I don't know.
Or is he going to say 8, and that's why people are late or early? Unless you're in like Arizona, wherever that's weird that doesn't have daylight savings time.
I have no idea, dude.
That's why I always say Eastern Standard Time.
Well, I do. That's
then
I
people
put it in there.
joke about
8
it.
p.m. Eastern. Unless people are
There's
thinking
not too many
EST means
podcasts.
estimated.
There's not too many podcasts that are EST. It's like us three, and then I think there's maybe Ken from
Well,
LMK.
Ken,
there's a few. They're just not
Nicole,
like all the same time. Somewhere
Yeah.
during the week. I mean, Keys is Eastern.
Nick Keys is Eastern. Derek's
Mm.
Eastern. Nicole's Eastern.
The one that always screws me up is when
Batman's Eastern.
it's Feely, because I always forget he's in Mountain Time, so we're 2 hours different. Because like I
Most of
always
the ones
assume
see
like
are
Texas
always
is
Central
Central,
Time.
but then there's you're 2 hours. Oh, well, now I got to stay up even later. Or I think it's Arizona that has the weird. It's like, wait, are you 2 hours difference or 3 hours difference right now? Trying to plan stuff because there are some people in that weird. We don't believe in daylight savings time. So they oscillate between Mountain and Pacific or something like that.
Huh. That's interesting. Whoops.
Oh, what the hell, Matt? Like I was freezing early, or I was cold earlier, and I put the heat on to like 72, which isn't really anything different than 70, and like it kicked on, and now I'm feeling like everything. What the hell?
Set up. There we go.
All right, let's put you back down. So I'm not getting up.
I might even take this one champagne female. She's to the show. She's GHI Mojave Champagne Het Ghost.
I wish I don't have a visual ghost. Yeah,
And
How
she
big
does
is she,
have
Jeremy?
follicles too.
that was the one I was like, we should do something with, right? But I didn't have anything. You didn't have anything. We were talking
I've got
about what,
stuff I could
mimosas?
throw to her. It's well, I had the chocolate triple het, but now he's gone, obviously. So
That one might be able to go. See, I don't need anything else, but that would be better than the champagne female I have.
So I'll sell her to you at a good price, Ken.
I don't need any more.
No such thing as never not needing any more.
He says in a squeaky voice, "That's a lie. You always need more."
I always say that. I've been saying that for like a year and a half. Now now I have all all this extra.
Oh my gosh, that's
I do like the hooking on that. No, I'm not. So
This is the pastel GHI Mojave
yeah, I think it's
adult.
great.
So you can see it still holds those pinky lavender colors.
I just love the dorsal on that.
Dude, yeah, the dorsal on this one's badass. Because it just looks like flames.
that's really cool.
Actually, you know what? If I'm running the heat, that's right under the rack. Just got to turn my fan to be the winter scenting, where it pushes everything back down, and then I won't be heating my racks as much.
Do you
Sorry, I
run
was
heat
talking out
tape
loud to
or are you
myself.
on ambient?
Huh?
Do you run heat tape or do you do
I
ambient?
have heat tape. But in the winter, the floor vents behind the rack,
Nah.
so that's gonna push, whatever that is, and it's gonna make everything. For the most part, most of the stuff's not running. It's just containing. So if I can do that and get sort of the ambient temperatures nice, and then just the heat tapes kind of clicking on when it needs to, rather than running all the time.
Right.
Or I'll just build a wall in there. If the fan wasn't there, I'd put up like a false wall type of thing. Like you've seen the if you have a big room, you put up that like little like collapsible thing.
Yeah.
I do something like that to sort of like, okay, I'm not. You can just be separate now, and regulate your heat, and then pull it away when I have to do stuff. Or just throw them in the other room with the rats and be done with it.
And this guy will be up for grabs soon.
Ooh.
Visual DG. Got him before the hype ever happened.
Has he? He hasn't made you DGs yet. I can't talk.
No, but he's giving me all my hats. All my hats came from him. He's a machine when it comes to pairing.
See, if I were to buy that, then I'd have to get a bunch more animals
Whoops.
that were females, or at least that they
Yeah,
get.
I've got het females. That's the funny thing. Like, I don't see the issue. If you've got the cinnamon het DG female up for grabs, I got the pastel female het DG that I'll throw up for grabs.
So basically,
Yeah,
if I sell any animals, I'm not coming home from Gettysburg with any money. I mean, that's my fear. I don't, but I mean, I do. I have had possible had DG enhancers, so I don't have anything actually, 100% or visual in that project.
And this is the Bumblebee double het Exantic clown.
You and your damn bees.
Yeah, I only have one DG, and I actually have her on hold to somebody. I just don't do enough with Desert Ghost. I don't have a male. I don't have any hets. Nothing. So
Yeah.
it's like, why do I have her? I don't have any plans for her.
Oh, it's a female.
It's a female, and she's breeder size.
Oh,
But the guy that's buying her off of me is going through some hard times right now, so I'm trying to cut him a break.
How big is she?
She's probably close to 2K.
wow.
She's a big girl. Let me see, I'll pull her out.
So with how we were talking about crazy leopard shit.
Yep. Love it.
Wow, yeah.
Pewter leopard, het clown. Female.
Look at you. Where's my hook? You're giving me the hairy eyeball.
It's nice. I do love that. Like busy like that where you can tell what the hell's going on.
Yeah, dude, like she was nuts in the egg.
And she's got that nice pastel line in her too. Her dad's that bumblebee. The bumblebee clown.
Yeah, I'd get my super pastel leopard butter out, but he's currently doing the dance with his girlfriend. At least they're trying to. Doing a little, tail wiggle, courting thing.
She's a pinstripe DG.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She is bright.
And I do like that pinstripe in DG. Like a lemon blast DG looks kind of cool.
Throw an Xanthic male to her.
That's what I thought about doing, and then my husband was talking me out of it and saying, well, we have too many other projects. Like, we have too many other, projects that you want to hold back stuff. And I'm like, and we don't have the space. And I'm like, I want to do DG Xanthic stuff, but I'd rather get stuff that's already the double het and save myself the time,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but if you lose the visual in any project, it cuts your odds down.
Yeah.
See, yeah, trust me, I know that double het to double het luck.
What's it? 1 in 8 of each egg.
Hey, I
Yeah.
had good odds on that this year. I had 2 hypo clowns, so.
Right. But there you can see her. You can see her tail wiggling. And I said it and she stopped. She was doing the, courting thing. I don't know. They've locked up before, so we'll see.
Here's a Bruce Wayne. Female.
Now, what's a Bruce Wayne? What is it? I know that's some kind of like Batman combo.
Leopard, spot nose, het clown.
Okay.
So it's everything you need for the Batman, and you just need the extra clown in there.
Clown. Gotcha.
But now this girl we think might have red stripe, possibly.
Is that from
This
Danny?
is Danny's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that Batman, we thought had either yellow belly or red stripe. Well, the test came back negative for yellow belly. So we're gonna have to wait and see what it comes back with for red stripe as far as pairing. So I'm not saying we're crap to RGI.
Just wait for Charlie to get the test.
Exactly. Either that or if he sires a clutch, I'll know. Like if he sires 2 clutches and not one red stripe comes out of it, obviously then he wouldn't be red stripe.
But you technically
But
don't
if you
know
out
that.
of 2 clutches, you should know what's in there.
Right, but I mean, there's a chance that that specific codon doesn't show up in that first pairing or that first clutch, which is why it's annoying.
Well, no, there is. But if he sires 2 clutches this year, at least 2 clutches,
I mean, you should hit 1 if it's there.
yeah. Like by all odds, you should hit 1. I mean, can you miss? Yeah, you have terrible odds.
then that's where hopefully this girl comes into play because she's pastel red stripe. So if I hit a super red stripe, we'll know.
Every time you say red stripe, I want to say hooray beer. If you get that, you know. And now I'm probably gonna go out, next week and get a case of red stripe just because. Yeah, that's one I want. It's either that or redhead. I don't remember which one. I mean, they both look good in clown.
What are you doing, Hads? Hadley came down to visit me.
Again?
You come? Yeah.
Take your chair, spin around.
Yeah. She's my little helper. Sometimes she just comes down and visits, though. This is just a visiting day, I guess.
Oh.
There we go.
Here's another cool one. Black pastel Huffman.
Well, that's
Ooh.
cool. I like that little ringer or paradoxing, whatever.
The only bit of pattern is on her tail. That's it.
That's
Everything
really
else, she's just gray and speckled.
Like I hate seeing stuff like that. I mean, it's really cool, that it exists and you have it, but it makes me go, I need to add. And I don't want to be at the point where I'm like trying to like force myself to, oh yeah, I have to do this pairing because I bought this for that, and rather than just waiting 2 years and be like, okay, now I can add it because I've already had, gotten further in some projects instead of just adding to add.
So really, I couldn't even tell you why I even got her, other than she just spoke to me. Like
I like the way you look.
I didn't have Huffman, I didn't have Black Pastel.
Well, there you added two.
Had that, and let's face it, she's gray, so obviously, of course, I'm gonna kind of float towards that direction anyway.
I mean, it does look nice.
Oh, she's
And
beautiful.
Huffman's starting to,
She eats like crazy too.
there's certain genes that are starting to get more and more popular as more people are producing stuff that looks cool with them.
What's a gene you think you guys think is underrated?
Hypo.
Hypo?
Well, I mean, for where it was priced, like, it's still where it's priced, and you've seen people put lace into it, put all this stuff into it, and it's still same with like genetic stripe. They're still, I don't know. As far as recessives go, what's underrated? I mean, I feel like my opinion on that has changed over the past couple of years, and now seeing people produce stuff where it's like, oh yeah, that would be cool. Now it's like when I first got in, I thought Bongo was really cool, and I was, right, it was underrated, and now people are starting to make Bongo stuff. That looks awesome.
See, I don't know if I'd say Hypo's underrated though, because like everybody's jumping on that train.
Well, because it's dirt cheap now, or compared to other. Like you can probably get a breeder hypo for like what $300.
Maybe. Oh,
Same with genetics, right? I mean, they're not expensive and they're recessive, and so if you're working, whatever project, like Kiki Clown got popular, so if you got your breeder, you just jumping right into that with a visual genetic stripe breeder.
Hypo G stripe, $150.
For a male?
Female. And there's a male for $150 too, yeah.
See, G-Stripe doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, but it's a double visual. Like, why not? Like, I might just jump on that just to jump on it.
Carolina
Even if I gotta
Reptiles.
wait.
They're doing a sale.
Who's the breeder?
Carolina Reptiles.
Yeah, And for that price, it's and that's
All
something.
right, guys.
See,
I
when
gotta
was
jump
down,
off here. I gotta
I'd
go pick Dom up
Yeah,
and cook supper.
yeah, it's
and then
yeah,
get
we've been
ready
on here
for my
almost 3 hours.
live.
Holy crap!
It's like 5 o'clock already.
That's crazy.
We have to.
Time's flown.
We have to. Oh, it does. I'm gonna have to ultrasound stuff later this week. I was gonna try to do that today, but that's not gonna happen. See if I can't pinpoint some of these last pairings. But it was fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to do
Yeah,
it
thanks
again.
for jumping on.
Hey, thanks for sending it. Thanks for the invite. But
Yeah.
maybe I'll see you all on my live tonight then.
Yeah, I'll be in the chat
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
be there.
Have a good one. See you.
You too. See ya.
later. Yeah, I'm feeling like Jeremy. I skipped lunch, and I think I'm gonna be on another. Like I'm doing an egg cutting, not me, but being on an egg cutting at 8. So I want to make sure I can get dinner and whatnot.
Gotcha.
But yeah, 3-hour live. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that
And,
was pretty good.
now I'll go ahead and share it out on on my pages and whatnot. Try to get people to come back in and watch a replay.
Oh yeah, thanks. I'll tag you guys in it and stuff and make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because I just happened to see it on my Instagram, so I was like, I'm free. I'll jump on. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I appreciate you
hopefully
being
some
here.
people are going to come on, see some snakes. On the replay, get you some watch time.
Yeah.
Even if it's just putting it on when on a playlist when you're cleaning, it gets you.
Yeah.
I have one of those, so
Yeah, I do that all the time.
yep. Yeah, I'll throw it on one TV, another one on the other TV, depending where I'm at and where I can hear. So, and then if it's something catches my eye or ear, I'm like, ooh, okay, I'll watch that for a bit, and then go back to it. But anyway, yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And yeah, if you do it again, I'm free. I'll definitely pop on. Hopefully, I have more stuff to show off.
It just happened
It's
to
not
be
either
eating
pairing
day.
or eating or has eaten. So. But, all right, thanks again, Lauren.
Yeah, thanks. See you later, Kent.
Have a good one.
You too. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna head out too. It's been 3 hours. I gotta get ready for my husband to get home from work. Get dinner ready. I almost said lunch. Dinner ready. So, it's been awesome. Thank you both to Jeremy and Kent for jumping on. It was a good time. And we'll see you on the next one.